Yay!
Yeah, we did it. Just FYI, Arwen has once again stuck in Steven's gravitational pull. It's an unfortunate circumstance, but it happens quite frequently now. So, you know what? It's fine. She just, he offers that Twinkie, and she keeps going in for it every single time. And she gets trapped.
I could do the obvious Twinkie line, but I won't.
No, because you know what? My joke was better.
This is true.
My joke was great. Doyle rules. I woke up like 3 hours ago, and I'm still not awake enough for what you just said. What does that mean? What is Doyle rules? Did I miss lore? Am I missing lore now?
I don't know. I've not been online really much today.
I haven't been online. I really am not online hardly at all anymore for the most part. So, I occasionally, like if I check Twitter once a day, when I'm not like going live or anything, it's kind of I don't know. Would you consider that an accomplishment? It's not an accomplishment. It's kind of just like, maybe an Adam Sandler reference. Oh, thank you, Trace. Thank you for enlightening our heathen minds, because good Lord. God, this, so fun story about what we're covering today. I was under the impression that we had already figured out what we were going to cover this week until Josh sent that article that we're covering, and I was like, oh God, we actually haven't talked about it.
I figured it might be helpful.
We've planned the last 3 weeks. It's been weird. It's a weird one that we planned it, and then I just assumed that we continued planning it, even though like on Wednesday I think I said that we hadn't come up with a topic yet. So, it's a line from Billy Madison. Okay, all right. We have more cultured humans in the chat than us, apparently, Josh. I'm sorry. I presumed your species again. I'm so sorry. I do that. I will be better. Hashtag be better. Okay, I will be better, and I will be better by drinking this coffee. Yes, this is all coffee. Maybe it will wake me up. I don't know. I've been looking for something. No, we are not going 6 hours today. No. God, no, we're not doing that again. As I said last week, we are not covering that guy. That's the rest of that guy's video, because that one kind of broke me a little bit.
Yeah.
That was awful. So we're doing something a lot more mild today.
Don't jinx it.
A lot more mild, obviously. Here you go. And it's an essay. Not a video essay. It's an essay because it's in the written language. I know. Shocking.
Print media that exists?
Apparently. I'm not sure why. But it does. It's not satirical. It's real.
No, it's absolute. This guy's being sincere.
Y'all thought I was lying with my title. If you looked in the description, I said, yeah, you read that. Yeah, that's what that says. Yes. It's real.
Yep.
Yeah, and when I searched Star Trek Discovery looking for something to make the thumbnail with last night, this popped up. This was like the first thing that popped up.
Yay.
Represent. And I didn't click on the article because I thought it was a video until I saw that it was an article from Polygon, a very well-known,
only the best at Polygon.
Source. Yeah, only the best. We would give you people the best content, okay? We only give you high-quality garbage, all right? We don't do that low-quality shit. We do high-quality garbage here. Is that St. Michael of the Plank? You mean the god? The god of humanity? Yes.
I thought Bree was the goddess of the plank.
She's the goddess. This is the god.
Oh, okay.
Currently at war with Tessa Thompson for that title. So.
That's fair.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm so excited. I'm so happy today. I'm actually going to the movies.
That's allowed?
I know. Yeah. I'm going to the movies. I'm so excited. I was excited before I realized that the movie I was going to see is a comedy, which made it like infinitely better. I'm going to go see Moonfall.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was a serious movie because the premise itself made me laugh. The moon has fallen out of orbit and is plummeting to Earth, and somehow we're going to stop it.
Okay.
Well, good luck. So I wanted to see that just based on that basis. And then I found out it's a comedy. It's a comedy disaster movie where they basically took, like, you know, all disaster movies have that ridiculous concept, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they just lean into that motherfucker and just go all out. And yeah, I'm excited. So I'm in a very good mood. Let's see if this article can ruin that. And Chris is late. How dare Chris be late? I would never be late. Why is Chris late? Okay. Everyone knows I'm on time.
Toxic.
Yeah, I'm on time. Always. Okay. I am a perfect woman. Okay. I am on time always. Crying is trash. God damn. Hold on a second. Hold on. Can I just like blow up this article and not me? Hold on. I don't know. I want just the article and that comment. That's all I want. No.
You should be able to hide us.
There it is. Okay. We did it. I'm doing this. Okay. The moon is made of green cheese. Yeah, we talked about that last time too.
It's true.
There we go. Don't blow yourself up. Yeah, I'm a fucking wizard. I arrive exactly when I need to. Okay. Even though it's weird because I know that people call wizards are men to me. Witches are women. It's like sorcerers are men and women, so it's. But then, like, I don't think a witch and a wizard are the same thing. Even though Harry Potter says that. It's a weird. And no one talks about that. No one talks about how weird all of that is. Yeah.
I've always kind of just associated them as the same thing.
Really? I don't know. Wizards seemed. You know, this might just be my view of men and women. Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness.
No. Maybe it's just the depiction. Very, like, I haven't seen enough, like, wizards. Wizards always seem to be, like, the more, seem to be more associated with the hero. Not all of them, obviously. There is some grand wizards out there need to go get themselves checked into therapy. But, like, the concept of, like, a fantasy wizard.
Witches get stitches.
Witches get stitches, goddamn. Witches always seem to be portrayed as evil. You know what I mean? Like, very rarely do they, not rarely, true. But more often than not, when you watch a movie about a witch, they're not the good guy.
Right.
Okay? Wizards don't usually get, but then they call them sorcerers. Sometimes. Like, you don't hear wizard and being evil. It's like, It's a weird concept. I'm sorry, guys. That was a total random tangent. And oh my God, he arrived. Oh my God. I don't know if I'd call Brie Larson. I almost called her Brie Whammon. That's hilarious. Brie Larson a macho woman. She's like, how do I put this? She's like a chihuahua. Like, they have all the arrogance and like the confidence in themselves, like a big ferocious dog, like a wolf. But then they start then you see them and they start barking and you realize they're just like a rat that has evolved further. It's like, oh, okay, that's weird. It's like unneeded confidence. I'll bark and bite something. Oh my god, I have arrived. Oh my god. Yes. Depends on what particular tradition idea when it's talking about wizard, suggesting more structured methodology than witch, despite the word being from the wide. Leave it to Colin to know this kind of shit.
Yep.
So, a wizard can be a witch if they want to be. Is that a gender joke? I don't know. I'm going to tweet out this. Speaking of, I'm going to tweet this out because you know what? It's good. This is good shit. I gotta tweet this out. The screenshot that I said I was gonna tweet out. Then. Yes, we're live. Yay. Okay. I've tweeted it. You know what? I took away any context because I like to tweet those out with no context. Just kind of confuse people. Yeah. It's fun. But yeah, this is a real article. This is real. I know. Shocking.
Written by someone who I assume has the emotional growth of an 8-year-old.
I don't know. Sometimes 8-year-olds are pretty mature. Think about Bruce Wayne. You gonna put 8-year-old Bruce Wayne in the same category?
Fair.
Okay.
That's fair. Are you saying this guy is who's making this argument, who would write this sentence, is in line with the thinking of Batman?
No, I would say maybe a newly born child could present this. And I would believe it a little bit more.
Yes.
Because they literally cannot conceptualize logic yet. Their brains have not developed enough to conceptualize it. So that would make more sense. Crying is they cry and they get like changed or food or nap. All right. That's kind of or they get to be distracted by something shiny. And
that's my goal in life.
Yeah, something shiny basically. And
distracted by something shiny.
Oh my god, your mic. You became. It sounds like ants have taken over your mic. Oh no.
What?
Your mic is like glitching out real hard, and it sounds like. I'm trying to think of how to describe. Oh, now it's fine.
Is it?
Now it's fine.
Huh.
What the hell just happened? That was weird. It got like really
weird.
That was weird. Maybe was I the only one that heard that? There is that possibility. That was is Soundwave. Is that you? Oh, Megatron. You know what? That's much better coming from Stunning and Brave Megatron, honestly.
It is.
That's weird.
All my connections seem okay.
Why is it only on this stream? What is it me? It might be me. Borg planet interacting. You've been called out. Are you part Borg?
I don't know where my cybernetic implants came from.
You know what? This is something we will explore in the lore. We need to explore it. Yeah. Yeah. God, that outfit. Like, okay, by no means do I think the original Star Trek, right? TOS. I don't think TOS had a high costume budget, because the fact that they were able to rip William Shatner's shirts as easily as they did means that they basically used the fabric equivalent of public restroom toilet paper. So, that's fairly easy to rip. Okay, like not light, nothing to it really. This looks like latex. There's like too much latex happening. It's too shiny. And I don't understand why. Why is there like a sticker on her shirt? Why is it? Like if it's during war, like I don't know when this was made, but like if it's during war times, when did
Okay,
this
is that
start?
better?
Yeah, that's way better actually, and I don't hear the
Okay.
echo anymore.
Okay.
Mad
my
cheek.
microphone got unplugged somehow. So I was trying to go off of my headset mic, which wasn't plugged in.
Oh, well, that explains that.
That's why the sound was not very good.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. Because I thought sometimes with these headphones, if I enter in to the if I enter in without plugging my microphone in, everything sounds like I'm in a well. So it's very odd. But Matt G has tacos. You know what? We're gonna need
approve of that.
tacos. Yeah. She got high heels in a God damn, y'all are just tearing this shit apart. Oh my god. Yeah. Weird outfit. Like it's too shiny. If it were war and it was armor, it would still be less shiny. I don't understand. Like, why is it shiny? Why does she have bracers? Like, y'all know I've been like obsessed with Diablo 3 for like the past month, and you can wear shoulder like armor, and that's what those look like. Little like because you can go in and transmorg shit so that it looks different, and you can have a matching outfit. And that's like I swear to God, my character's like first shoulder little armor pieces look like that. So I'm very confused why she has latex shoulder armor. Oh, and the little things around her wrists too. Look at that.
Like bracers, basically. Like why?
Well, bracers would make more sense, but that would go down her forearm because it'd be like like a bracer. So why is it only around her wrist? And those look like those have buttons, so it's like a cufflink kind of thing. What the hell is this outfit? Why is this outfit? Hello.
And then the material also changes, and it's like the undershirt sleeves are like the sleeves for the uniform.
Yeah, with diamonds on it for some reason. It looks like okay. So whenever sometimes when you get stuff from Amazon, you have like that weird. It's not vinyl, but it's like vinyl styrofoam. You know what I'm talking about? That weird kind of like white paperish stuff that they'll wrap stuff in. That's what it looks like. It is that material. And then this looks like it's Kevlar, but it's not Kevlar because it's bending. So what the hell is this? Why are they dressed like this? I don't understand.
Because these are the new uniforms. For some reason.
I don't understand that. The remote controlled handcuffs. Yeah. This is weird. This is a weird one.
Okay.
Oh, look. If you buy some... Mayor Commission 06. What? What is this sentence? What? Hold on.
Well, of course. Of course, if you take a link, if you purchase something from a link in a website, they get a commission from it. Why wouldn't they? They're advertising. That's how ad revenue works.
What is your ethics statement? I want to know. Oh, we're gonna. You know what? We're cutting away very briefly. Okay, I need to look at this.
It's so weird that they put that like at the
top,
like at the beginning of the article. Like what? Why?
Like I haven't gotten to your article yet because I'm so I want to know your ethics and your editorial ethics and guidelines. Oh, for Polygon. Oh. Limited time. I'm not subscribing to, what is that? Bloomberg for night? No, you're not worth $1. Okay.
Didn't Bloomberg almost dox you that one time?
Yeah. Like they auto-filled in like my credit card details. That was crazy. Yeah. Sorry guys. We're taking a small detour into the editorial ethics and guidelines. Oh god. And I was worried we weren't going to even finish this in an hour. Conduct. We generally do not accept travel or accommodations from companies that we cover.
Okay.
In the event that we do, we disclose the circumstance and resulting coverage. What does that mean?
Well, so like if they get invited to cover like the latest Star Wars release, they won't accept Star Wars flying them out there.
As like a okay.
Yeah, I actually don't have a problem with that.
No, I totally agree. There's so many people that do that. Hell, the Oscars aren't above this.
Oh god, no.
Wow, the Polygon is above the Oscars when it comes to selling out. What a concept. God damn, that's depressing. God, I feel bad for any actor or actress that's gotten an Oscar ever, because they're just worthless now. They're literally not worth anything anymore.
Hi.
Oh, you got an Academy Award.
I know, it's sticking out behind me.
Oh my god, you're right. Oscars and Academy Awards aren't the same thing, are they?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, well, why do they have two different names for them then?
The Academy Awards present the Oscar.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just assumed they were different things. That's hilarious. I've been different. You know what? That's hilarious. That is funny. Hi everyone. I review things. I didn't know that. We're big brain here.
We're professional here.
Peak professionalism. Okay. We do not. Okay, so I like that. Members of our editorial team will not accept gifts, including food and drinks, in excess of $50 in value. All right. Polygon staffers are permitted to.
But they're not above taking gifts.
Will not accept gifts. They said they will not.
Wait a minute.
If it's $49.99, it's fine. Okay, but
and if members of the editorial team, so theoretically, if you had like 5 people, you could spend $200 and come out underneath that, right?
Depends on where you go. If you're doing drinks on the town, yeah, you could probably do that. Okay, especially anyone that
I was talking about gifts.
Oh, you're right. You know what? You're right. Yeah. No, you're right. Okay. Yeah, you're right. All right, Polygon staffers. Oh, you know what's funny? Look, we do not generally speaking, we do not do this. But if we do, we will discuss the circumstances and any resulting coverage. That's funny. There's so many people that are worse than Polygon now, and I don't know what to do with that information, because Polygon's
just because they have their code of ethics public doesn't mean they follow it.
You know, I always presume that people who insist upon making rules will follow them, and I need to stop thinking like that, because if anything,
I mean, how many times?
how
many times was Gavin Newsom caught without a mask?
Oh, we covered a video on Babe the Menace this past week. What was it? The mayor of New Orleans is saying that you have to wear masks in Mardi Gras or something like that, during Mardi Gras or something. And he was caught like full on party mode with, I think, a tambourine, not wearing a mask out in public and not even social distancing. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you know what? I'm sick and tired of this. Hey guys, guess what? If you read a fucking history book, which you might want to try doing, you should have done, because we all went to school, presumably. But if you try reading a history book, you can read about how bad it is for the aristocrats and the elites when people get tired of their bullshit. Because that has happened over and over and over and over and over again. In fact, that actually happened here in this country, and that's how this country got made.
Oh, yeah, Persia. I remember, yeah. Yeah, the latest example of Newsom out and about, he said he was holding his breath for like the picture, so it was fine.
You know, you know what's annoying at the end of the day, though, is like my state, Texas, is getting a lot of we call them refugee Californians that are just pouring out and coming over here and raising the housing market, which absolutely blows because I might want to do that here in a couple of years, and it's definitely going to crash here eventually.
Yeah, Pennsylvania got a ton of refugees from New York.
So it's like, okay, but why didn't you stay and make a difference?
I think because, especially in the case of California, it's lost.
Well, it depends on who it is, right?
Like
if you vote,
just leave all the psychopath actors.
Yeah.
Just leave them alone. Just let them have California.
Like, if you're sane and you want change and you realize that there is no fucking way you can make change there because it is a loss. It's lost. Like, you'd literally have to have, like, not a mutiny, but you'd have to have something really drastic happen in California in order to at least bring some semblance of sanity back over there, because the number of insane people is growing, and the number of sane people seems to either be dropping or they've lost faith and they're not doing anything about it, or they're moving, one of those. So the people that are sane, I don't have an issue with the people that are sane. I don't want people to, but then I don't want people to complain about certain things that are happening over there and then make this state exactly like that. That's my only, thing. Oh my God.
Oh wow.
I didn't bring up my stream elements. Just don't assume people are going to put anything on
Only there. The best here.
I'm sorry. I never presume that anyone's going to, donate anything, because I forget. I genuinely forget that I have a tip jar nowadays. I hope this doesn't violate your code of ethics, Eris. No, it's fine. It's under $50. Thank you, K-Meyer. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, Colin. It's like, I don't care, if you're just a person that liked the weather in California, I can't blame you for that. Okay, California has kick-ass weather. That's why it's so popular in the first place. The ocean sucks. I would say the ocean over there is on par with what Galveston is like down here. Okay, and we have literally the Gulf of Mexico's trash dumping grounds. That is what our beach is like down here. All right, it's the currents and the shit and everything. It's just the way that it works is it's just like, oh, the garbage goes bloop, and Florida gets all the pretty shit because it's on the correct side of the Mississippi River. So what are you gonna do? But everyone I've heard that goes out in California and goes to the beach, it's like gross. It's cold, it stinks.
I have gone swimming in both the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans, and the Atlantic is vastly superior.
Oh yeah, no, anytime I've gone to a beach. Now, I did go to San Francisco one time, back when I was in high school. We were over there.
I've only been in SoCal. I've never been in Northern California.
Well, we were doing something. I think it was kind of. We were like an hour or two away, or something. I can't remember what it was. But it was. We went to San Francisco, and it was weird because they were like, pack warm, and I'm like, what the hell am I gonna pack? I'll pack warm, but that's dumb, I'll pack warm because I need to keep my muscles warm because it was for an athletic event, right? And it was freezing cold in the middle of summer in San Francisco. We stayed right around the bay. We got the cool thing is that there was a little shack right where we were kind of hanging out, and of course it's like men and women athletes. So you can imagine guys in high school that are athletes eat like monsters.
Yes.
All right. There would be a contest. We go to CC's Pizza whenever we were done, and we go hang out there, and they would have a eating contest because it's an all-you-can-eat buffet at CC's Pizza. They would literally bring back entire pizzas whenever they go up there. They wouldn't just get a couple slices like us girls would. They literally got entire pizzas. So when we went there, they had freshly caught, freshly made clam chowder right off the bay on this little shack, and it was like $2 per like clam chowder. And I'd never had clam chowder, but that's the way to do it. So that was amazing. Total tangent. I'm sorry, guys. I keep tangenting off hardcore, but yeah, it's California is it's pretty. There are pretty areas. It needs to get its shit together. That's what it needs to do. Okay.
Yes.
It's just unfortunately being run by a bunch of elitists that have not had their shit checked in a while. I think France had a similar thing happen to them.
That's one way to put it, yeah.
That didn't end well for the elites. Actually, that didn't
No.
end well for anybody, to be perfectly honest.
Not really.
But definitely not for the elites. The elites got the worst end of it. So that's why I'm always kind of just mind blown that these people, they live by this, it won't happen to me itis, okay? North California is beautiful. Yeah, like that's where we went up there, but it was very foggy. We took a little tourist boat around. We saw Alcatraz, which was weird for me because I didn't know anything about it, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's Alcatraz!" And I was just like, "That's cool. What is this? Oh, it's a prison. Are you sure? It's missing some walls and ceilings. I think it's. Oh, it's not in service anymore. Okay.
Yeah, it used to be a prison.
Yeah, they just kept telling me it was a prison, and I was just like, there's like a whole chunk of the building that's kind of just, hey, if you're going to put a prison somewhere, put it on an island. I don't know. That seems smart to me.
I can't fault them. I think that's a clever spot to put it.
It's where they put Azkaban. They stuck it on an island somewhere. It's like, yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like if you put it outside like a forest or something, if anyone knows anything about Houston, which I'd never presume anyone knows anything about the giant, what's considered the Houston area, even vaguely, there's a place called Huntsville that's up north a little bit that you have to travel through in order to get to Dallas, and there is that's where the death row is here in Texas. I think it's just the one. I think that's where death row is, or maybe there's more than one. I don't know. We're a big state. It's one of the death rows then. And it's crazy because the death row is almost right next to the school. Like you'll be at the school, you'll drive through the school, and there will be armed guards as you're exiting. That's where they're housing people. So it's one of those, like, I don't know. There's also a giant forest around that area. It's like, this probably wasn't a good place to stick a prison or jail or whichever one it is. An island makes more sense. An island does make more sense to me. So you can't really just create an island in the middle of Texas. Anyway, back to this. Only the best. Only the top tier random ass coverage. We have one article today, okay? So it's a lengthy article, but it's one article, and I am fascinated with the idea that they have an ethics guidelines. Polygon staffers are permitted to back video game Kickstarter campaigns. I notice how they don't say GoFundMe. That's interesting, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
At the there's more than just Kickstarter as far as like funding things like that. Just an FYI. Campaigns at the minimum level necessary to acquire the game or hardware in question. No disclosure is needed.
So someone can back a game and then review it, even though you have a vested interest in the game being good.
Yeah, what if it's just like a straight up porn game? Like nothing. It's literally just that. There's no story, there's no nothing. It's literally just that for the entire game. Okay? And then they decide to review it.
Mm-hmm. And again, I don't have an issue with allowing your staff to participate in crowdfunding campaigns, but
They need to just...
that's something that should be disclosed.
Yes, they're funding it. Like, remember the CSGO skin scam shit that happened? Remember that? The CSGO?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. If anybody remembers that piece of juicy game drama that happened, I don't even know, years ago, I guess now. There were multiple YouTubers that got caught advertising, I guess is a way to put it, for advertising and claiming they were not sponsored by a website that they either created themselves, helped create, or had like stock or a vested monetary interest in.
Right.
It did not go well when people found out about that, because it was basically gambling. Like they were pushing gambling on there. You know, oh, the more money that you put in there, the higher your chances at getting something that's way more than your money, right? Oh, if you put $1,000 in there versus $10, you have a 50% chance instead of a 5% chance to get this thing that we don't even own. We don't even have. So please put that in there. And of course, when they did their ad, they would always get the good shit, right?
Right. Oh, of course.
They'd like win a Lamborghini or something crazy. So, Reviews. We do not score reviews, nor do we discuss review scores or opinions with publishers or developers prior to publication.
Well, you can't discuss review scores if you don't score your reviews.
Yeah. And they don't discuss it. Yeah, that's crazy. Polygon Awards. The Polygon recommends badge to media that it believes its readers should watch or play. I don't want to learn more about your program, but that's all right. Thank you so much. Polygon may regularly adjust its assessment of games and hardware over the life of those products. These changes will always be explained and transparent. This is done completely at the discretion of Polygon writers and editors. That's hilarious. These will always be done. But it's also their fault if they didn't do it. So,
yeah. And again, it's one thing to have form an opinion on something when it first comes out, and then like 2 years later, you kind of like go back and reassess. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you could do a whole article on that. It's time to reassess, whatever, and give your reasons as to why you think you were too harsh.
Yeah, I agree. That's funny. I didn't know there was a shooting range right next. There's a shooting range right next to Death Row. That seems like an issue. I don't know.
Wait, you're in Texas and you're surprised there's a shooting range? I thought there was one on every street corner.
No, next to Death Row.
That's fair.
It's already weird that there's a school next to it, okay? They're like that's weird enough as it is. Okay. The fact and technically like where they house them is out, but like where they do like the part of it is like right there in the middle of town. And if you go and you stop and eat there, you will find it if you go around downtown area far enough. It's crazy. I just kind of like stumbled into it and was just like, oh, why are there armed guards here? Oh, that's part of the fascinating. Okay. Why is this here? Conflicts of interest. Unless specifically disclosed on their profile page, Polygon editorial team do not cover companies, 1, in which they have a financial investment, 2, that have employed them previously, or 3, that employ their spouse, partner, or someone else with whom the staffer has a close relationship. Okay. All right. When a Polygon contributor has affiliations of prior employment experience that would present a material conflict of interest with their reporting, and that information will be disclosed in context or the footnotes of their coverage. Do you think possibly that this existed before Gamergate? That this statement existed before Gamergate?
Probably not.
But Gamergate was about a woman that was being harassed, right?
Of course.
It's about female harassment in the gaming community. It's not like gamer girl, quote unquote, is a fetish that is used by or not really a fetish, but like a preference, kind of like a fantasy thing that Twitch bots like to play into a lot when they make the game like this big on the screen.
Right.
As they're doing squats for subs. But that's fine.
Yeah.
Sure, whatever. Polygon staffers are permitted to contribute to Patreon campaigns for members of the... What? Hold on. They are allowed to do this thing that we said that they don't do. But then... And then also, that's what they set up here with the Kickstart. They got a lawyer to write this up for them, because there's lots of loopholes in here that I'm seeing. There's lots of loopholes. These are some glaring loopholes. Because they'll say something, unless it's specifically disclosed on their profile page, which no one's going to click for the most part. I'm just letting you know. Most people are not going to do that. It is our policy not to pay sources. Well, good for you. On rare occasions, we may contract with a source as a co-creator of content. Anonymous sources must prove their identity to Polygon to be right. Come on. Come on. Really? So they have to prove their identity, but they will also protect the identity of their sources, which means that you as the reader have no idea whether or not we're actually doing that.
Yes.
We have no way of checking that at all. And that's fine. I understand that you need anonymous sources, but it's become an absurd meme at this point. You know, it's one of those. Yeah, apparently everybody has anonymous sources nowadays. Josh, an anonymous source told me that you're secretly Brie Larson.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're Macho Man. My bad.
Yes, there you go. This is a very accurate picture.
Can you confirm or deny whether or not that's true?
I cannot confirm or deny.
Okay, all right. We have kept it anonymous.
Yes.
Corrections. Polygon will make every effort for stories to be completely accurate upon publication. We will correct but not remove inaccurate stories. Aha. They really want me to buy a fucking Honda. Chill out. I don't want to buy a car. Oh, this is perfect. They have an advertising thing and then an ad. That's hilarious. We have advertisements on our site, and our main source. They are our main source of revenue. Of course, they are.
Well, yeah.
Fox Media is their parent company and has its own advertising team responsible for selling ad space on our site. Oh,
so that explains why Polygon's trash. They're owned by Vox.
I didn't know they were owned by Vox. That's hilarious. We do not accept money or consideration from companies as a condition or incentive to write a review or story, whether favorable or unfavorable at Polygon. All reviews
needed.
Yeah, sure. All reviews and other editorial coverage on our site is based on our editorial discretion. not on the desire of any company, advertiser, or PR firm that you are aware of. There you go. Put that in parentheses. Advertisers don't ask us to cover their products, and we don't comment. How did you get them to advertise? By having their stuff on your website, you are covering their. Oh, you mean like in an article?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they don't have articles on like the new Honda Civic is the best car on the market. They don't have anything like that.
It's the Passport. Okay. It's the
Whatever.
Passport. It's different.
I don't care.
Our policies do not permit placements of editorial. I'm not an idiot, right? That's what that says.
Editorial.
Okay, on Polygon. We will endeavor to clearly mark any advertisement or infomercial shown on Polygon as an advertisement.
And yet and then there.
Oh, it says ad.
It's
It
a
says
tiny
ad.
little thing that says ad.
It says ad right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Oh shit. Our website may contain affiliate market links, and which means we will be paid a commission on. Yeah, that's how advertising works.
Usually, yeah. Because you're helping make the sale, so you get a portion of that.
Yes. Okay, we're almost done. Because I want to read this before we read the article we're about to read. So, giveaways. Okay. All right. Whatever. I don't care about the giveaways portion. Because,
Professional appearances.
Yeah, I care about the professional appearances. That's what I want. I want this one. Our our editors and writers are often asked to make in a professional capacity. I'm sorry. I got so just wrapped up in okay. They are often asked to appear in a professional capacity as experts for various television shows, news programs, radio broadcasts, or other media. These appearances
But other media include being laughing stocks.
Possibly.
Because that's where I consider not Vox. Well, Vox,
Vox and this
Polygon.
Yeah. These appearances do not constitute endorsement of any products, companies, or services discussed. We may accept reimbursement for our travel expenses associated with one of these professional appearances, as long as the media outlet in question is not affiliated with the company that we cover. Well, considering like everyone's buying everyone at this point, that's going to get really difficult to do. All right. So,
yeah.
Product reviews for okay. That's not important to me. Okay. What is important? Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting all by itself. But now I want to read this in the article.
Oh my goodness.
All right. You know what? This is funnier now. So Vox might earn a commission.
Yes.
So if I don't like Vox, but I like Polygon, which I don't see a universe in which those two trains of thought exist.
Yeah.
How do I support Polygon then? Because Vox owned it.
Right.
Without, and it's like, how do I go on the Star Wars website and buy something Star Wars without supporting Disney? You can't.
Or the psychopaths out there that are like trying to figure out how to get their Harry Potter fix without giving J.K. Rowling any money.
Yeah. Whoever owns it. And
yes.
You will give them money. Eventually.
If you're doing it legally.
So.
Yes.
Or if you're not buying from a third party. If, like, for instance, say I have a Darth Vader figurine that I got for Christmas a couple years ago that kind of got from Amazon from a third party that was selling it.
Mm-hmm.
Disney doesn't get any of that money.
No.
That's how you do it. But you can't support Polygon financially without Vox getting something.
Right.
Because you're just going to
Now
have
the question
to
is,
accept it.
why would you want to support Polygon financially?
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's true. Who do we want to be? I don't know. I watched I think 2 episodes. I watched a couple clips of Discovery and then episode 1 of season 3. I was very confused. I understand watching the first episode of a season 3 show is probably not the best idea. But Star Trek used to be one of those shows I could just kind of pop in whenever and kind of just pick up whatever was going on. That's kind of what show it was. It's very episodic, right?
Yep.
I do like shows that have overarching plots for a whole season. I love that. And that's not to say that Star Trek didn't. Well, TNG basically had that a lot more, especially with the Borg. Then TOS was very episodic.
Yes.
Unless there was a multi-parter episode, then it wasn't.
Which there was only 1 2-part episode the entire run of the original series.
Yeah. So it wasn't like you could just pop in whenever. It's changed a little bit, obviously. Voyager, you kind of need to see like the first 1 or 2 episodes, and then you can pop in whenever for the most part for the rest of it.
Voyager is also very largely episodic. TNG is largely episodic. Enterprise is kind of a bizarre hybrid, and DS9 is started out episodic and then became very serialized as it went on.
Yeah. I think more of the reason why a lot of these shows have become more overarching is people have a lot more access to things than they used to.
Yes.
You couldn't control what just popped up on your TV. So if you did something that wasn't episodic, unless they started from the beginning, you couldn't get new people very easily. But nowadays, it's like, well, I want to watch all of Breaking Bad. Well, look here, it's on Netflix. Isn't that entertaining? You know? I want to watch, I don't know, The Expanse. It's all on Amazon. There we go. You can start from season 1, episode 1, and just go on. You don't have to wait for TV anymore. One of the perks of the streaming services. But that was awful. Truly awful. Season 3, episode 1 was truly awful. I was so lost. I was very confused about what was going on. Just in general. And yet at the same time, I was able to pretty much accurately predict everything that was going to happen. Well, that person's obviously going to die because they're a white male. Oh, look, he's dead. Oh, look, that person was mean to that transgender chick. He's definitely going to die. Kind of stuff like that. Damn, I don't know if Tilly, I know people have mentioned this before. I don't know if the chick who plays Tilly is like willingly doing what she's doing, or if she's supposed to be bigger for representation purposes. But by God, she has grown like 4 sizes. And it's weird because from what I understand about the show is that it doesn't make sense for that to, like, no actual like military organization would allow that. So
no,
I don't understand. They wouldn't allow that. You have to be in tip top. You are warriors, not warriors, but you're soldiers fighting or exploring in this circumstance that has the
supposed
capacity.
To be in the military.
Yeah, you're in the military. Okay, that's not going to help. None of that's going to help. But I do have to say, the chick who played the president was the best part of the episode. like hands down. Like it wasn't a contest because she actually put Michael Burnham in her place, which was great because I don't think anyone's ever done that to her in her entire existence, which is why she acts the way she does. So, and she didn't like it. Michael Burnham was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, this is what a parent looks like, by the way. Someone who actually like instills discipline and holds you up to standards that everyone else is supposed to be doing. And, there's consequences for your actions. And you're not just going to be able to get away with committing treason and just la 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 la, I'm a hero.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, yeah, she was the best part. Obviously, she was also going to be the villain because you can't have someone put Michael Burnham in their place and them not be the bad guy. I don't actually know if that's how it ended up because I can't be bothered to watch that. I have a limited amount of time on this planet, and it wasn't funny enough for me to continue watching like that woman. So,
which you also eventually gave up on.
Because it stopped being funny. It was literally like I was just watching some kind of weird, like basically I could turn on the news and it was like watching an episode of Batwoman. It's like, okay, guys, that's I come here to escape from that. But yeah, sure, we can just
That's
you
just
realize,
sad.
Yeah, there's a way to write current day events into shows that are clever. MASH does it because I've been watching MASH quite a bit lately. Whenever I go to bed, I'm on season 5, and MASH covered racism and how to resolve it in a clever, funny way that didn't make everyone look like assholes at the end of it and actually help somebody get over that kind of mindset. Same thing with sexism. It's very interesting that they were able to cover that. By the way, that show was in the 70s when shit like that was actually needed. That they did it way better because it was actually authentic and came from a time and place that needed content like that.
Yes.
It was smart. It was well done. It was like it knew when to be real and it knew when to be funny. And go watch MASH because fuck these shows that think that they're deep and they're about as shallow as a fucking puddle on the side of the road. So, who do we want to be?
There we go. That's much better now.
Captain Michael Burnham. Sonequa Martin Green, whose career has totally taken a fucking swan dive into a sewer, poses that question to United Federation of Planets Council at the climax of, that's an assault, you can't use that word, male, okay? But to connect. The 4th season. Maybe I watched season 4. Did I watch season 4? I watched season 4. Holy shit, I didn't even realize what season I watched. I watched the first episode of season 4.
Who cares?
Nobody's watched it. Nobody fucking cares enough to call me out on it. Okay. The council has convened to address the presence of a new species whose arrival in the galaxy has planet-destroying consequences. All right, well then kill it. Perhaps intentionally. Definitely kill it. Some council members consider an aggressive response.
In Next Generation, when the Borg were threatening to destroy Earth and assimilate all of humanity, Riker was prepared to destroy the Enterprise in order to destroy the Borg.
Yeah. Burnham urges diplomacy, recognizing a unique first contact influence. Okay. Whenever I watch a movie that has aliens invading our planet and taking over aggressively, right? They are aggressive and destroying planets, I might add, which we live on one of those. Those are the things we live on. Just FYI, everyone. We don't want, that's a lot. That's a lot of power, okay? That's basically like the Death Star. A new species basically has something like a Death Star that I don't see how you could accidentally be destroying planets. Now, Galactus being just hungry and he's just eating. Like, we're not a species. We're so tiny compared to him that it's not. We're basically like
he doesn't
bacteria on
consider.
food. Okay,
Yeah.
you know, like we're not something to be concerned with because he like literally can't probably even see us for the most part. Okay, we're like little insects compared to him.
There we go.
That's perfect. Thank you. That's beautiful. We need more planet representation. Where they're destroying it. We live on a planet. I know. It's going to stop it. Don't tell me this. No. You stopped at the end of season 3. Oh, with MASH. I understand why you stopped at the end of season 3. I was pretty disappointed with that too. The end of season 3 absolutely hurt my soul. With MASH, I'm talking, not Star Trek Discovery. But I've continued on, and it's good. I like it. I do enjoy it. It is always difficult when people leave shows that you love. But yeah, no, I'm sorry. They are destroying planets. Planet destroying consequences. Not city, not town, not what planet destroying consequences. Perhaps intentionally. I like that. We don't even know if they're being intentional or not. Which is, again, I don't know how you, as a species, are unaware of what you're doing to a planet. Because then if you wouldn't leave if you didn't know. You know what I mean? Like, then they clearly move on to other planets. So I don't know. They're just like, oh, that's just the way it is. Natural selection. What are you gonna do? I don't understand how you could have diplomacy. And honestly, as if I was a council member, I would have been like, go for it. Go for it, champ. Go talk to them. Just you. And let's see what happens.
I mean, there are episodes of, for instance, Next Generation, where I've drawn a blank on the episode's name. It's the one with the exocomps. Data is convinced that they have achieved sentience, that these tools, these machines, these little robot guys are now sentient, like he is. Okay. And there's a situation on the station, and it's about to be destroyed, so they decide, okay, well, let's just sacrifice a bunch of these things, and that'll solve the problem. And Data's like, but no, you can't do that. They're alive. Let's try asking them. This is different than...
Yeah, that's not the same.
Earth is about to be destroyed.
Yeah, that's like, hey, there are these things that we're not used to being sentient, so we have no past experience in order to kind of like put it on this to make us understand that, right? And it takes another machine, if you want to call it data machine, technically yes, but that's a little bit more complicated. It takes a machine to understand that other machine, kind of thing, and it's more like worst case scenario. You just have a bunch of these new tools on the ship. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, that's nothing. That's not really like that big of a deal if you kind of break it down like that. Compared to a new species that's like, yeah, we're destroying planets. Whatever, that's fine. And your thought process is, yeah, let me go talk to those people. That's the asshole in the movie that in a horror movie that's like, let me go talk to the murderer with the axe and it will be fine. Maybe I can talk it out with him. Okay. Because like something that can destroy planets is either far more technologically advanced to the point that they don't, like Galactus, they don't even see us as like anything, right? Like we're not even like we're not worth saving or talking about or discussing with. Like, I don't believe that they would be able to do that. Now, on Star Trek Discovery, 1000% she's gonna be true. She's gonna be proven right because she can't be wrong. So, disagreements such as these are hardly new to Star Trek. Yeah, but it's done more reasonably. In fact, the pragmatic Star Trek scene involves a group of people peacefully debating possible complicated issues. Weird that that's happening in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Because, that would be nice now. I'd like to have it where we all chill the fuck out and peacefully talk about complicated issues.
But it's so much easier to just demonize the other people and not think of them as human at all.
Yeah, it's much easier to do that. That's what cavemen used to do.
Are you suggesting the Prime Minister of Canada might be a caveman?
Oh, he certainly likes to act like one.
Yeah.
I don't like thing. Let me bash it with my club instead of reasoning it with my big brain that I have been blessed to have through evolution. Whatever. Okay, sure. That's it. Yeah, picking up the club and smashing the thing you don't like is much easier. Having to sit back and have empathy and like logic and reason and be able to dialogue with someone that you don't agree with in order to understand them and come to a compromise or an understanding is a lot more difficult, which is why it's a more recent addition to our evolutionary brain thing that we have between our ears. So yeah, but it is much easier to hit something with a club than it is to think and logic your way through something. So
yeah.
No, that's not a shot at baseball players. Okay. Let's see. Discovery takes a decidedly unique approach to this trope.
Oh, goody.
Unique does not necessarily mean good.
This is true. This is true. So like Marvel comic sales are in the complete dumpster compared to where they used to be just 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back in the day, Marvel's creative team used to call themselves the House of Ideas. That does not necessarily mean good ideas. Just the House of Ideas.
Oh, dude, we're just getting started with this thing. It's the camera glides around Burnham as she speaks. Good for it. It's doing what the cameraman's being doing something. He's trying. Whatever. Woman? Well, I don't fucking know who's on.
Which means okay. So all right. So a little filmmaking tip: if the camera is moving, it says that it's actiony because there's movement happening on screen, even if it's the camera moving. So if the camera is moving around someone as they're speaking, it implies that it's more important that it is because there is action in it, even if the person's just sitting there.
Yeah, like for instance, you could have the camera moving around somebody that's standing in a gladiator. Wow, I just blanked out. The thing in Rome, Colosseum, like in the Colosseum.
Thank you.
So I don't know. My brain just like shut down. I don't. Speaking of caveman brain, if the camera's down here and you're looking up, they're looking up, and they're making like a big speech, and it's traveling kind of around them, and you're seeing everyone that's listening, so you can get the feel of this one person standing up against all of these humans and everything that's happened, and that they are single-handedly like making a difference with what they're doing. That's fine. I highly doubt that level of I don't know, progress is being made here. Just with the needs to extenuate what's happening.
I'm also reminded of the episode The Drumhead, where basically there's an admiral that's on a paranoid rant and is trying to get to. There has to be some sort of evil conspiracy happening on the Enterprise. And the big climactic moment of the episode is Picard gives a speech when he's taken the witness stand. And all it is just a slow zoom in on Picard as he's making this speech. that is way more powerful than the camera just constantly moving.
Yeah, 1000%. There are ways you can utilize the camera to make it better, like make it better in general. That's why cinematography is a art form. Because if all it took was me slapping a camera on top of a tripod and just like filming it that way, everyone could do it, and they could hire anybody. That's not to say that people haven't done that before, but there is, it's all about framing. A good example, Joker has where you can see how big Gotham is, but then when you get on the ground, there's a scene of him going into the bank, and you see just how small he is compared to the fucking buildings. How big these buildings are. They're huge. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that. That's
Justinitis.
Yeah, nobody wants that. The camera glides around Burnham as she speaks, capturing every creased brow and pleading smile, underscoring her feelings even more than her words, which is what you're supposed to do as an actor. She acted. Well done.
Well, and it's also admitting that the feelings are more important than the words she's saying.
Yeah, that should.
How is that that should not be the case when you're delivering a speech. It means you're not a good. It means you're not a good public speaker.
Yeah. Which if you're, you gotta, go watch like Capaldi or some of the other doctors that have big speech moments, or like Obama's actually really good at speeches too. Just look at the way that they present themselves. It's like the kind of like this confidence and this power that kind of builds up in them. The complete opposite, as I'm reading the rest of this, that she's doing, so that the final moment is like this moment of,
I'll wait till we finish this, but I have a point to make on that.
Okay. Martin Green pours herself into the moment, lowering her voice to a whisper, which is exactly what you want to do when you're talking to people without a microphone, when being sincere, and raising it in an octave when marshalling hope. So she goes on doing this. I am hope. I am hope. Hope. Like, really? That sounds like one of those roller coaster things. She finishes the speech in a near wreck, barely fighting back tears. Ma'am, do you need to excuse yourself to bring your shit together? We're trying to have a discussion here.
The fate of the Earth is at stake here. So
you're crying. Well done. That's not helpful.
Yeah, that shows you're not much of a leader. It's one thing to have passion when you're speaking, but it needs to be controlled.
Yeah, and you can have your voice like kind of at a couple moments, and even like especially at the end, kind of waver, not crack, but waver a little bit. But you need to keep all of that inside and express it with your voice, not your you don't need to be crying, okay? Because I know whenever I've cried that I am not coherent when I'm crying, okay? I am a blubbering mess, all right? There is not coherency to be found when I am emotionally like pouring out my to the point that I'm crying.
And something I want to point out here. So,
Churchill, sorry, yeah,
Churchill's also a good speaker.
Yep.
But when you are so emotional when you're giving talks, when you're giving a speech, it can deliberately be manipulative. And someone who did that to near flawless perfection went by the name of Hitler. He was also a very powerful speaker, and he deliberately put a lot of emotion in his voice to manipulate the people into buying into what he was saying. So this guy is advocating Hitler tactics.
It's interesting how that always seems to happen by accident. It's one of those. Yeah, someone did that before. You're not gonna like who it was.
Yeah, I just thought I'd point that out.
It's very interesting how often that occurs, because it happens a lot more often than it really should.
Yeah.
Like, if it happened accidentally on occasion, that would be one thing. But this is... It keeps happening over and over and over again, to the point where you're like, okay, how can you be so anti-something, but so exactly like them all at the same time, and not realizing any of it? I don't know what kind of world view I would have to be able... Oh, communism. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
hey, Happy Dinosaur.
Happy Dinosaur. I don't know where you were. Are they trying to advocate getting emotional to distract from the shitty writing? Well, that would also imply that they would have to convince me that they care, but they don't. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We would never do that. In general, we would absolutely never do that. No. For its detractors, scenes like this are everything wrong with the series. It's poorly... She's trying to make a passionate speech. Okay, you know what? Do this. Throw the scene where Capaldi is looking at the two women that want to start a war by having a button, and they just have to press the button in order to start the war. And do that scene. Do the button war speech that Capaldi gave her.
Easily the best Capaldi moment that he was allowed to have. Stick
that scene next to this scene that Michael Burnham did, and I want you to tell me which one did it better. Yeah, go. I'll wait. I'll fucking wait. Because I know the answer to that. It's Capaldi. So, I mean, it's one of those... I have seen series that have really good moments of, like, speeches. Okay? I've seen that, and just merely reading what she did does not convince me that this was good at all. So,
and I want to be clear, this is nothing against Sonequa Martin Green.
No, that's why I'm very upset with the fact that she's still doing this. She's a good actress. It's very upsetting.
She's a very good actress.
Yeah, I loved her on Walking Dead. Absolutely loved her. How she went out in that show, wow, one of the best parts. One of the best moments of that show. And it literally completely redeemed her character, and just, like, it showed who she truly was, and it was so well done. That was a really well done episode. And I cannot believe that is the actress that is the star of Star Trek Discovery. I don't... She's really good.
And that's not to say that she can't be the lead in the Star Trek series. She can, but she's given nothing to work with. She's given crap like this.
Well, that's why I said Star Trek Discovery. It's a very different thing than Star Trek.
This is very true.
So that's why I was specific. No, I would totally, absolutely love to see her as, like, her character and, like, the passion and the real gritty, honest human that she was as, you know, her character on The Walking Dead. And I could see that as, like, a captain. Yeah, because her performance brought me to tears. That's not exactly an easy thing to do on a TV show. Like, you have to make me really care in order to bring me to tears. But she did, and I just cannot... Like, girl, you're better. Okay? I said the same thing about Anthony Hopkins when he did that Transformers movie. I'm like, come on, you're better than that. You know that. You and I both know that. Stop lowering yourself for a paycheck. Okay? And surely Star Trek Discovery is not making you enough money. You know, yeah, you're getting a lot of publicity, but it ain't great publicity, okay? Like, come on. You're better than what they're giving you. And what's sad is I think they've convinced her that she's not. Way to uphold
Happy
my
Dinosaur. I'm more interested in the Hyundai ad than STD.
No, that's a Honda, okay? This is a Honda ad. All right, what is this? It's Honda, not Hyundai. What? Know your H's when it comes to cars, all right?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's it. Over its 3.5 seasons. It's really weird to say 3.5 seasons when we're in season 4.
Yeah, just say over its 4 seasons. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, who cares if season 4 still hasn't completely come out yet? That's fine. It's in its 4th season. Just go with that.
This isn't a ruler, okay? It's not like, okay, well, we bypassed 3. At the end of season 3, we're at 3 seasons now. It's like, no, it's in season 4. Because it is on its way to completing the 4th season. Like, it's not going to stop in the middle of it. Oh, I don't understand that. That makes no sense. Discovery has established itself as the most openly emotional Star Trek series. Fuck you for saying that. Fuck you for saying that.
I mean, that's not wrong.
It's okay. When it says openly emotional, it's basically the emotions are soap opera emotions, okay?
Happy Dinosaur, oh my god.
What? My vision is based on movement and nothing is moving. Oh, no.
That adequately describes STD. Nothing is moving.
Yeah, exactly. In which characters talk about their trauma, give each other meaningful hugs, and shed tears in nearly every episode. Okay. I think
Don't you see how that makes you look weak?
Okay, I think people need to stop thinking that unless I'm fucking crying, I'm not expressing my emotions. I'm expressing my emotions right now, and I'm not sobbing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can do that. I can be a level-headed professional person that knows that there's a time and a place for certain emotions to be expressed in certain ways. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right? That's why I really don't like in Star Trek 2009 the way they have Spock get stepped down from command. All right? He knows better. That asshole knows better. And it is insulting to believe that he doesn't. All right?
Yeah.
Like, that is an insult to Spock as a character. All right? Like, no. It's like apparently you just don't understand Vulcan customs. To think that he would ever do something like that, especially in front of his dad. Really? In front of his dad, you think he's gonna do something like that? Sure. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently you don't understand that relationship either. Discovery explores pathos more thoroughly than any other series in the franchise. Again, fuck off. Could I direct you to the end of Wrath of Khan? Shall I?
I'm the Spock about to get the belt.
Damn.
But yeah.
Damn. Of course it has. I can't get a season 2 of a lot of animes that I would absolutely love to get a season 2 for, but they can get 5 seasons. That's okay. That's fine. Yeah, that's all right.
But yeah, but explores pathos more thoroughly than any other series in the franchise. That does not necessarily mean that they're doing it intelligently.
A quality that invokes pity or sadness. I think I'm beyond pitying this show, honestly. I don't want pity in my Star Trek.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's one thing to have like a villain for an episode where you feel sorry for them in some aspect, but that still doesn't justify. You still need to stop what they're for them from doing what they're doing or something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you can't understand why they're doing it, but it doesn't mean that they don't. It doesn't mean you condone what they're doing. There's a difference.
In doing so, and then it underscores an important aspect of humanity. One too often. Okay, let me tell you what Star Trek is. Star Trek is about a bunch of fuckos that are on a ship that is exploring. It is literally like you stuck them on some kind of like one of Columbus's ships, and they're just exploring the stars. Pretty much. Now I'm talking about TOS specifically, and a little bit of TNG and whatnot. DS9 is like, it's different, but it has its reason for why it's different. Enterprise is kind of like that. It's very much like we are a militaristic / like exploration.
An exploratory navy.
Yeah, we're an exploratory navy, basically. And we're just kind of exploring, but we got weapons and stuff to kind of protect ourselves, because we have no idea what's gonna happen out there. And they run their ship like it's a military vessel, because it's
there's a
technically a military. It's USS. You know, it's the.
Yeah.
There you go. It's the Starship Enterprise. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's a ship. It's run like military. It has a command thing, captain,
and despite the fact that it's a well recited trope that Kirk violates orders, it actually did not happen all that often because there's repercussions for when you disobey orders.
Yeah,
Kirk actually treated it like a big deal. Yeah,
they had to. All right. If there were no repercussions, the Prime Directive. There we go. The Prime Directive would have been violated so many times because they wanted to save people so many times, but they had to find out how to do certain things in clever ways, or just like not, and it made for good writing material because they had a very strict, way of doing things, and they had to.
Well, and going back to this person's point, it explores pathos more than any other in the series, and by doing so, it underscores an important aspect of humanity that this series that very, very much downplays. What's the point of then Star Trek III: The Search for Spock? It doesn't further the Federation's goals.
No.
It's Kirk trying to bring back his friend.
That's it. Literally.
And he's willing to throw away his entire career for this off chance that he might get Spock back. How is that not human?
Because he's a man.
Oh.
And Spock is a man.
Oh.
So. Just saying. I don't. Okay. If I'm on a military vessel, if I got transferred over to Discovery, okay, do you know how concerning it would be if every fucking day or every time we completed a mission, somebody was crying at the end of it? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I request a transfer ASAP because these people are like on the brink of like a mental collapse, and I don't want to be around on this starship when that happens because I don't know how it's going to end because everyone is like this.
Yeah. And there's an episode where Picard started to have romantic feelings for the one of his department heads.
Oh.
And he had to send her down on an away mission because she was the best qualified person.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a problem, and she was like one of the last people to get evacuated. And he realized the relationship was affecting him being a commander.
Yeah, that's why it's a rule actually in the military that you can't be affiliated in any kind of romantic or anything other than platonic with your squad mates or just in your group in general.
Mm-hmm.
If you have command over them, if you are running with them as like part of your team, you can't be like messing around romantically, because if it comes to the end of the day and you have to come up with a really hard decision and it involves them, you're probably going to pick them, and that might not be the right one.
Right.
And so you
There's also there's also an episode of DS9 where Cisco sends Worf and Jetsia out on a mission, and Jetsia gets mortally injured.
Mm-hmm.
Worf goes back to tend to her to treat her. Well, not mortally injured, but she gets injured and needs medical attention. Worf abandons the mission to save her.
Yeah.
Cisco reprimands both of them. Like, you two failed the mission. You two are barred from ever being on a mission together ever again.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cisco mentioned to Worf, as a widower, I absolutely would have made the same decision. He understood completely where Worf was coming from.
Yeah, no, that's why that rule exists.
Yes.
Because people who wrote that rule understood that's what humans would do. Humans would sacrifice shit in order to save the person they love most or they care about most, even if it's like damn everything else. So it's like, okay, that's why that rule exists. It's to stop that from happening, to nip that in the bud.
Yeah. It's one of those, it makes total sense. Why wasn't this a rule in the Federation before these episodes? I don't know. It should just be a general rule.
It's a general rule in our modern day military. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's funny, in the first episode of Batwoman, or just in Batwoman for season 1 in general, they're talking about oh, would you like to say something to us about, whatever. I didn't think that they were going to kick them out because they were gay. I thought they were going to kick them out because they violated the rule of people being involved like that. Isn't that interesting?
That'd make a lot more sense.
Because I was like, why are they kicking them out because they're gay? I don't understand. I thought you weren't allowed to be romantically involved with somebody like that in general. Whether they're in your squad mates or whatever. I didn't think that and I thought part of boot camp was to train you for that. To not another one of those things that you don't get involved with that other people that's a part of your team. And you will be reprimanded if not. It's very bizarre that they made that focus on because they were gay and not because they were doing something that they're not supposed to do, just in general. Nobody is emotionally or psychologically fit for that. No.
Oh God, no.
No. No put-putties allowed. Oh my God. No romance within a chain of command. Yep. Yep.
Wow.
I don't believe for a fucking second that any one of these people are like, I'm just looking at them and I'm just like, what a screenshot to show me. What is the point of this screenshot? Because I don't understand, like, what in an article you would show pictures to show me, like, prove your point, right? To enhance your point. What is this point? What is the point of this? The fact that my man in the blues pants are not fitting him in the crotch area well because they look baggy, or the fact that everyone is wearing apparently the work pants I wear. What is this? Why does everyone? I have these work pants. They're a little tighter fitting, but
I was gonna say they look like they're a bunch of hipster pants. Why?
It's like skinny jeans, but stretchier, kind of.
Yeah,
So,
almost like stretchy sweatpants.
yeah,
They're
and
almost like
I have
workout
those.
pants.
It's stretchy, but it's like made of it's for work, so it's made literally to work in. It's to be a little bit more comfortable than like say I don't know like the khaki material that sometimes you'll find and other things. It's for comfort because I move around a lot, and I'm sitting here like okay, I don't know. It's weird, and the fact that it's not tucked in either is weird. It looks weird, and
I mean, these uniforms are hideous.
yeah, everything looks weird. Like if this was his graduation ceremony, the dude in the white, I would believe that he would roll up in like a graduation ceremony wearing that. You know, like more blazer-esque kind of, but still like that would make sense to me.
And my God, I feel so bad for Doug Jones.
That's a feminine sitting position. Just FYI for everybody. Okay, I don't know what his character is like. But that is very much the position I would sit in. If I was wearing a skirt, more with my knees together, but like that's a skirt sitting position for a woman.
Well, my understanding is, 'cause I've only seen like 2 or 3 episodes of Discovery, and I have no desire to watch any more. But Saru is from more of a water type world, so he has very fluid movements in how he walks
like a
and stuff.
dancer.
Yes,
Okay, like a dancer. Okay, that makes sense to me.
Because
fair.
And that's because Doug Jones thinks about his roles very carefully. So he's put in a lot of work. So he's like, okay, he's from a water kind of world. He'd have more fluid motions. So he thinks about that stuff.
Yeah. It's
wasted. He's wasted on this show.
That is true. Say not as much as Sneaker Martin Green, but like quite. But no. Well, yes, more than Sneaker Martin Green. He's wasted more. There we go. I came up with the sentence. God damn it. There's nothing wrong with bootcut, by the way. In fact, I'm shocked that bootcut isn't standard issue in Starfleet because it's
yeah,
they're all gay. Well, that's even more of an insult, as I've been told, and I have been because everyone's a stereotype nowadays, according to SJWs. I thought gay guys specifically were supposed to be really, really good at like coordinating good-looking outfits. So, yeah, they like have several shows about that too, scattered all across different TV shows or even TV networks. Cable, no one watches that. Nobody cares. Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. How do they have hooves? That makes no sense to me. That would never happen in the evolutionary chain. Being from a race water-faring people has hooves as opposed to webbed appendages. Why would they not?
What?
He has hooves?
I didn't know Saru has hooves. I've only seen a few episodes.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay. Your species should have died out. I'm sorry, man. I don't make the rules here. They're designed to look like hooves. Your species should have been fucking nuked from natural selection standpoint.
So that means poor Doug Jones is basically walking on his tiptoes for every scene?
No wonder he's sitting down.
Yeah, really. Those pants are going to kill his potential to have kids.
I just don't understand why you showed me this scene. Why does this picture supposed to show me? Look, all the men on the ship are together. Saru's people are like a slave race, deer-like. Well, then why are they in Why are they water-like then? Shouldn't they be forest dwellers?
I didn't create the show. The asshole sitting down on the right did.
Oh, is that Kurtzman?
I'm almost positive that's Kurtzman on the right.
Okay, I have no idea. I don't know the character. Think deer like. Okay, you can't have a deer and a fucking fish together. They are forest dwellers.
But I thought they were in water.
Okay.
They're literally called the Kelpians because they collect kelp and stuff.
All right, the Kelpian. All right, give me. What are the Kelpian doing? Humanoid species, 2 sitting. Okay, I don't care. La 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 la. Oh my god. Okay. Physical strength. Okay. The Kelpians are discount Vulcans from what I'm reading on here. I don't.
Oh my goodness, Lord Thoth, hey.
Hey, Lord Thoth. Sorry, I'm reading up on this species.
Lucky you.
Can I, for the love of God, get an answer on what the hell they are? Okay. Society, okay. They were prey. Wonderful. What? They live in packs and occupy hut-like houses. Okay. This is. Can I get what? I might be less informed than I was when I opened this.
Thrill as she reads.
I don't understand. I don't care. Oh, spoilers for Discovery. Okay, thank you. Oh my god. I thought clicking on the planet would help me. It did not. Okay. Why do they look water-based, but they are... I don't understand. I do not understand. This is not helpful at all. I don't... Okay. It doesn't tell me like how they live on the planet. I don't understand. I really do not understand. I'm very confused. I know more about their pregnancies than I do anything else on the planet. That's amazing. Hello. 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 I don't know. I am less informed now than I'm gonna move forward because I don't know what else to do. All right. We shall never know. Unless the chat wants to do some research on their own, because I'm so honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and just read because that's boring. I tried to and I just can't figure it out. I was thinking there would be a passage that said that they're like aquatic creatures or they live in the forest, but all I got was how much of a victim they are and their pregnancy and the fact that you know, they're the prey on their planet. So it's like, okay. Michael Burnham is hardly the first Trek character to shed tears on the Final Frontier. Yeah, no, actually.
Yeah.
Wrath of Khan, it mentions it. Yeah.
Oh, spoilers.
Yeah. He was the most human. Right in the feels. Right from the start, Star Trek, Dr. McCoy. McCoy, Bones. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Wow, we just forgot about Bones, didn't we? Was there at Kirk's side, countering Spock's cold logic with a passionate outburst. Yeah, he needed
that was
both.
that was kind of the dynamic of the original series.
That's the point. He needed cold hard logic. He needed the human, passionate, emotional side in order to make a decision. Because in order to be a captain, you need both. We did it. We figured it out, guys. For the first time ever, we figured it out. Many of the all-time best Star Trek episodes mine the emotional core of their... Fuck off with the phrasing of that sentence, okay?
Yeah.
Mine the emotional core of their characters. That sounds like they're losing it. When you mine something, you take something away from the thing you're mining it from.
That's true.
I know you think that means digging into, but you could have used the word digging, okay? The phrase digging into the emotional core of their characters, because that would have been clever. But you said mine. Which, okay, you know what? I'll go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and look it up and be that asshole. So, an excavation of in the earth, extracting I cannot speak or read today. Coal or other minerals. Excavation. Extracting. Sure, whatever. Letting them be messy and human instead of demanding that they adhere to logic in every moment. Yeah, Star Trek's never been like that. There's a difference between being cold, hard, and logical and being professional.
Mm-hmm.
There is a difference. What a hell of a thing.
And even Spock didn't always follow pure... He didn't follow pure logic. I'm drawing a complete blank on the episode's name right now. The one with the one with the computer, with the two planets that were at war, but they were using computers, so they had, so instead of actually destroying everything, they would just send people into these killing booths.
I remember that episode. That was a weird one.
It's a really good. It's a really good one. I'm sure.
No, it's very cleverly done. Actually.
Yes.
Definitely how we're gonna fight wars in the future. So.
Spock mentions, when Spock realizes what's going on, it's like, oh, they fight war with computers. The guy goes, Mr. Spock, I knew you'd understand. I knew you would approve of our methods. And Spock just flat out tells him, I do not approve. Little taste of Armageddon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Spock tells him, I do not approve. I said I understand.
Yeah, there's a difference, which I don't know why in 2022 we don't understand that at this point. You can understand the other side without condoning it.
Yes.
I understand why Germany became Nazi Germany and World War II happened. I understand why that happened. I don't condone why it happened, but I understand it because you have to understand things in order to, be able to learn from your mistakes and move forward. Because if you don't understand where something went wrong or how something became the way that it is, then you are doomed to do it again because you don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
If you just say, I'm sorry, okay, there's a reason why I say, for what? After that sentence. You're sorry. What are you sorry for?
Yes.
Because if you can't answer that question, then what you just said to me means nothing. You might as well not apologize.
And it's like when a little kid is apologizing for something. they understand they've done something wrong, but they don't quite understand why. So they just say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, because that's all they really understand how to do. They don't understand how to really apologize for it.
Yeah.
Which is something you're supposed to do when you become a frickin' adult.
Yeah, you have to learn how to do that. It's kind of... Yeah, I have done something wrong, and I'm going to take responsibility for my actions, and I'm going to apologize and ask for forgiveness for the people that I have wronged, because I understand why I did something wrong, or how it was wrong, why I did it, and I will do my best to not do it in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Or will not do it in the future, depending on what it is. Both of those sentiments might be needed. Or either one of those sentiments might be. So I don't... Just... In Deep Space Nine episode, The Visitor. Oh no.
Great episode.
No. I have not seen this. Spoilers. Captures the longing and joy Jake. Cisco. Oh, I thought Cisco was spelled with a C for some reason. Cisco feels as he grows to an adult, only seeing his time-displaced father in short intervals every few years. The bittersweet final moments in the life of George Kirk reverberate not only through 2009 Star Trek, but all 3 reboot films. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I didn't give a single fuck. I didn't even know who that was. I had no clue who 2009 Star Trek George Kirk was. And I had no emotional attachment to him, really, for the most part. I was just like, Jesus Christ!
The only emotional attachment you have to him is that he became Thor like next year.
Yeah, in fact, I think I actually saw that after I'd seen Thor. So I was like, oh, hey, Thor! I didn't have any real emotional, like...
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's very weird to now go back and see that movie, because it's like, look, Thor and Emma Swan from Once Upon a Time had a baby, and they're Kirk's parents. What a weird world. What is this? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Somehow cars still exist. Become an adult? I don't know. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
If you don't understand something, how can you have a valid opinion? You can have... that's why you ask us why people should ask questions. I don't understand something. Let me ask questions to understand it. Because, again, we have all these tools that humans have for fucking millennia have used in order to fine-tune our way into becoming a better society. And what we're doing right now is currently just throwing it out the fucking window. And it's dumb. It's so stupid. It's just... ugh. And it's being encouraged. It's just... yeah. I don't know about Deep Space Nine. I'll take your word for it, because I haven't watched it. So
The Visitor is a fantastic episode.
That sounds heart-wrenching. So that the way that's phrased, to me, like, breaks my heart just reading that. Them telling me about Michael Burnham's emotions was not at all doing that to me. Okay, because like I can kind of put it. Kind of reminds me a little bit, like, touching on the reminds me of in Doctor Who, River Song and the Doctor's tragic love story that I absolutely adore, because I like to have my heart ripped out. Apparently, the idea that he can only see him just little bits and pieces, and it's just both sides of that are absolutely devastated. It's not that's heart-wrenching. That hurts. The idea of that hurts. You imagine only being able to see, like, your father every few years for, like, mere minutes. I don't know. Like, how do you go about that? I don't know. But then you have George Kirk dying, and you don't get to know him well enough to understand. And it's weird to pick that character because, like, you kind of get to know him a little bit through Kirk, through his son, in the series and the movies and whatnot. But it's definitely not the death of a character I would have picked to start out the series, you know? I don't know. It wasn't a character we were close enough with. Now, it would have been far more interesting if Spock's dad was the one that did that. Because we actually got to know his dad a lot more than we got to know Kirk's dad. That would have been interesting. Because then the breakdown of the Vulcan, the Romulans, he's not going to be their ambassador. Look, I just fixed a part of the movie by pure accident. That would have made it better. I hate.
Also, real quick, I just wanted to mention this to you. In the episode The Visitor, the man that they got to play the adult Jake Sisko was Tony Todd.
Tony Todd.
Yeah.
So they got him. His agent found him some good work.
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Oh, that man needs a better agent. I swear. Like he's so good. He's so good. He's one of my favorites. Okay, I absolutely love Tony Todd, and he's like Charles Dance. He just gets put in these movies. And you're just like, wow, you're so good. Stop doing this to yourself.
The instructions to his agent is yes.
Probably, honestly, at this point, why not? He has Nick Cage's agent. He just applies the same logic he does to Nick Cage.
I mean, Nick Cage at least has the argument of he had a terrible gambling problem and he was in crippling debt for a long time.
Yeah, that makes total sense to me too. Oh my God, Epstein's ghost is in the chat. Oh yeah. Yeah, imagine it was Sarek on top of that. Do you realize how emotionally fucked up that would make Spock? That his actions caused his father's death in this universe? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he didn't realize that because he was on the planet. And he realizes that during the movie. Yeah. Imagine that. Exactly. That's my point. Stupid thing. As powerful as these moments may be, Trek usually treats empathy as a challenge, a problem to overcome for the greater. No, it doesn't. Actually, Spock learns that that's not true. He literally learned that logic is not the answer to everything. You fuckos.
Oh, and Spock also, he's working on the trying to get the information from the tricorder, and he discovers the two possible outcomes. That she either was killed in a car crash, or she gets recognized by the president. He doesn't know which one was which. So he knew he knew McCoy being here was going to have an effect on the timeline involving Edith Keeler. But he didn't know how.
Yeah. Describes it in his characteristically blunt manner. Yeah. Actually, I'll agree with that. He's very blunt. But
yes.
That's because it's like emotion is a lot of the reason why people will keep stuff from other people. Emotion getting involved in that. It's not often that logic is involved in that. It's like they don't want people to know this thing, and that's an emotional standpoint.
Right.
But he doesn't have that. or as much. He represses quite a bit of it because he has to, given his upbringing. That so he's going to be blunt, and that's fine because you need somebody that's going to be blunt. You just do. You need that person.
Yes.
To be sure, the death scene honors. Yeah, he prevents. The message is clear because the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And Kirk's emotions. She had to die. And it wasn't something that they wanted to do. They didn't want her to die.
Yeah, I mean, Kirk and Spock even say, that her plans and what she wanted were right. They just happened at the wrong time.
Yeah, and that does happen
because her plans for peace prevented the U.S. from entering World War II before it was too late.
Yeah. Fun fact. World War II. It's funny. Japan bombing Pearl Harbor led to basically Nazi Germany not taking over the world. Pretty much. That, and you should never ever try to invade Russia when it's winter.
In winter.
And apparently Hitler didn't read a history book either. So
he did. He was actually very cautious about that. He didn't want it to happen.
That's hilarious.
It's just when he started his invasion, there was a harsh rain and it slowed them down and it prevented them to, the Germans getting their reinforcements before the winter happened.
It's the Russian weather machine kicked in.
Basically,
nope.
Yes.
Bye. Nope. No, bye. Smack.
Hitler literally had supply chain issues in Russia.
Whoops. Similar plots occur throughout the franchise. In fact, that can be traced back to Gene Roddenberry. Roddenberry imagined an ideal future for humanity, which was actually kind of nice, especially for the time period that this show was created in, which involved past issues such as capitalism or.
I like that. That's the first one he mentions.
Racism and sexism can take a backseat to the evils of capitalism. So, is capitalism perfect? No. Do we have what it takes to get away from capitalism? No.
Mm-hmm.
So until
that evil capitalism that Roddenberry so hated, he actually wrote lyrics to the main Star Trek theme that Alexander Courage wrote, so that he would get half the royalties for.
It's funny how all these people.
There's a reason why Alexander Courage didn't write any more music for Star Trek after that.
Isn't it interesting how all these people that are so anti-capitalism and yet they seem to make the most money out of it?
Mm-hmm.
Man, all of these anti-capitalists are very good at capitalism.
Yeah, Gene Roddenberry wrote lyrics to the main Star Trek theme song with no intention of them ever being used.
That's funny.
Yeah,
that's funny. Fucking Mussolini, incompetent asshole. Sorry, I interrupted your point.
No, that's fair. Yeah, it's like, he was Mussolini was worthless to the Axis powers.
Yeah, he's like the person who starts a fight and then runs behind the bigger bully so that they can finish it, and just is the incompetent buffoon the entire time.
Yeah. But Roddenberry literally wrote lyrics to the main theme song without ever intending them to be used, just so that he would get half the royalties from the theme being used.
What a douche move.
That's pretty
douchey, Roddenberry. Well, Roddenberry didn't explicitly outlaw emotion. Yeah! Star Trek wouldn't have happened without that, because, he did reject plots that dealt with emotional issues, including interpersonal.
Later.
interpersonal conflict, and irrational responses to trauma, and grieving death.
Okay. Interpersonal conflict. I give you Balance of Terror, where the crew is highly suspicious of Spock because he happens to look like the Romulans.
I also give you the one where Spock gets really horny and doesn't know what to do with himself. I forget the name of the episode.
Amok Time.
There you go. I don't know why I forgot that.
The grieving of
yeah.
death. There's.
I give you that one too.
Grieving death. And the children shall lead, where they actually make a point. Where they come across a planet and all of the adults are dead. It's just the children running around, and it's actually a plot point for them to go, why aren't they sad that their parents are dead? They don't seem to care.
Yeah.
It's actually a plot point.
Yeah, exactly.
And then and that's because there's an alien kind of controlling them. And when they break that control, they start to realize, oh my God, my parents are gone. And the kids start crying.
I would even say that is an irrational response to trauma, wouldn't you? Not giving a shit.
That's true. Yeah.
So, yeah, we have all three episodes covered all three of those issues.
Also, irrational responses to trauma. There's also the episode where Nurse Chapel's long lost fiance is found, and she's actually like on the bridge hoping that they'll make contact with him. It's like she's the nurse. Her station's in sick bay, and yet she's on the bridge.
Yeah. She has abandoned her station because of this, because of her hope to find her, her man. Kind of.
It's like, no, so these weren't issues in the original series. These happened later with Next Generation, but especially like those first 2 seasons when Roddenberry was still kind of in charge. He put in a mandate saying no interpersonal conflicts, and the writers are like, but how are we supposed to write drama?
That's why the first 2 seasons aren't as good, by the way.
Yeah, there are some decent episodes here and there, but they're few and far between. It's after Roddenberry kind of was moved upstairs.
Here, go upstairs.
And someone and they brought in Rick Berman, who was young guy, fresh ideas. That's what gave Next Generation the kick in the pants it needed. And he made Michael Piller the main the show, not the showrunner, the head writer. That's when Next Generation kind of started to gel, because you can have interpersonal conflicts, but you can deal with them intelligently.
No, we don't do that here. This is STD. We don't do that here.
This is very true.
Yeah. In a world where everyone could heal themselves and survive without struggle, he thought logic would and should always win out. Literally the opposite conclusion Spock eventually comes to. Literally the completely opposite conclusion, which is hilarious. So,
again, you could look at the movies. The Spock makes the ultimate sacrifice in Wrath of Khan, sacrificing himself to save the ship, and then the people that he then helped save then throw everything away to save one. The many sacrifice themselves for the one, because they're all willing to throw their careers away. They steal the Enterprise.
Yeah, and those have consequences, because they talk about it in 4.
Yes,
and
they get a court martial in 4. And the only thing that saved their asses is that there was a random probe that wanted to talk to whales.
Yeah, a giant nail that wanted to talk to whales. Okay, it wanted so bad. The world was about to come to an end because of that. And,
Did you know that the studio heads actually wanted to have like subtitles between?
I would have loved that.
The probe and the whales talking at the end. It's like, well, no.
Hey, what's up? How's it going? I don't know. I was in a tank. I was
Could
here,
you
and
maybe
then-
stop vaporizing the oceans? We kind of live here. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Sorry, I thought you were. What's a whale? I don't. What even is a whale? Never mind. We'll be here. Like, I also want subtitles for R2D2 because I am convinced that he talks like a sailor, and I need subtitles for that.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
I think he is a sassy little robot that swears up and down and is always just annoyed and that he thinks he's the smartest person in the room. I'm convinced. And I need that.
Yes.
I need sassy R2D2 subtitles. So there's no way that doesn't exist already. But if it doesn't, someone get on that.
Yeah.
Even when Trek the series attend
to the feelings.
Okay, good. I feel like that was
That's
anyway.
awkwardly written.
Yeah, they either mishandle it or lose interest. As an empath and ship counselor, Deanna Troi seemed primed to fill the McCoy role. Bones was not an empath or a counselor. Okay, he was just a
McCoy
old boy Southern doctor. Okay?
Yes, a good old country doctor, and his solution to emotional problems was here's some brandy.
Yeah, here's some moonshine.
It also does need to be and Odd Librarian points it out. Yeah, Troi sucks at her job. This is a woman who, when Data was being fed emotions from his evil brother Lore,
he had an evil brother named Lore. That's hilarious.
Yes, he did. Yes, there's
a perfect name for that. Data and Lore.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So when Data was being fed false emotions from Lore, and he actually they get attacked by some rogue Borg. Data ends up killing one of them in self-defense, and he relished killing him. So he goes to Troi to talk to her about this. He actually got to experience an emotion, and it was joy in causing death. Her solution was to go and explore that emotion, Data.
I know you really liked murdering that person. Please do it more. We have a whole ship filled with people. Go ahead. Have at it. Start with me, actually. Go for it, please.
Troi is useless.
That is something from what I remember of TNG. I just don't. She kind of seemed more like, I don't know. She was kind of just there. Her mom was a way more interesting character than she was, to be perfectly honest with you.
Oh God, yes.
I would have kept the mom around instead of her.
Yeah, Loxana is a much more interesting character than Troi.
Yeah, and honestly, it's like Riker and Deanna's will they, won't they wasn't well done either. Because it always felt like they definitely will. So like you just eventually, but it wasn't like like Mulder and Scully. Like it's like, oh, the slow burn, the will they, won't they is so good, right? So juicy. It's like, wow, like every episode, like yes. But theirs was like half the time it was forgotten. Anytime that it was kind of mentioned, it was like, yes, never mind. No, not at all. Please stay away from me. It just never seemed like the writers cared enough to actually put forth the effort to make it an interesting will they, won't they. And I definitely felt like at one point they were going to get together, and it wasn't tantalizing. So it was.
Oh yeah, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Tim Pass are just titles for lazy people.
Yeah, there's an episode where Worf gets injured and his life as a warrior is for all intents and purposes is over.
Oh, yeah, and as a Klingon? Yeah, that's...
Yeah, so he wants to self-delete, and Troy is nowhere to be found.
Troy's like, I always hated him, that fucker. Anyway, moving forward. I'm gonna go lock myself in my room and do yoga. Peace out. It's like she lied on her resume and has just been, like, bullshitting the entire time, and people just keep hiring her for some reason.
There's also another episode where... because of the situation the ship is in, it causes Troy to lose her empathic abilities, so she can't sense emotions anymore.
Does it do anything? Does it just...
And so she's like still like giving out therapy, even though like she herself is like kind of compromised. Like she's experienced the loss of one of her senses. So like, why are you still? What makes you think you're in a position where you can counsel people when you're experiencing loss right now?
Okay.
And two. And then two, when she's in the counseling session, the person flat out tells her, "You're wrong. I don't feel that way at all." When she doesn't have the ability to sense people's emotions, she doesn't know how to read people. She's a counselor.
Yeah, it's like, in my opinion, if... just as an example, like Wonder Woman and Superman both lose their powers. Who do you think's gonna win a fight? Wonder Woman's gonna win that fight because she's a trained warrior, and despite her powers, she can still kick ass because she's literally trained for ever, for millenniums.
Yeah.
To be the best type of warrior that she can be. Superman loses his powers, he's kind of screwed. Yeah, he's got muscles and stuff, but it's not like he's trained like Deanna has. Diana?
Right.
Diana. Fuck. I'm reading Deanna Troy.
Deanna Troy's messing
trying
you
to
up.
say Diana, yes. And Diana would win because she's done that. So, in my opinion, Troy, how did you get your job? Like, is your job just because your species happens to be empathic? Because you should have probably trained to be a counselor before you did that.
She's got big boobs. I'm guessing that's why she got hired. Also, it's also... I also find it interesting when people bring up the Kirk and Picard argument, which the show Picard has basically wiped that out. It's Kirk hands down now.
Mm-hmm.
But when the Kirk and Picard debate happened, I would always point to the fact that Picard was literally sitting right next to his therapist on the bridge. I'm sorry. I think that makes Kirk the stronger character.
Well, not just that, but any information. Like, if anyone's watched The Sopranos, you know, Tony goes into therapy. That's kind of like the therapist is a character on the show. And it's like, she doesn't want to know too much about what's going on for obvious reasons. But also, it's like, she's kind of there as like a third source that he doesn't even listen to. Like, I would say, I'll give a little bit of generous 50% of the time he doesn't listen to her. It's more like 70%, but it's like, he doesn't really listen to her, but she kind of pushes him in like directions and eventually kind of learns stuff. And he does grow as a character because of the therapy she has with him. And because he's not seeing immediate results, because that's not really the point of therapy, is to kind of help you along and discover it for yourself. Like, because if they just tell you outright, it's not really helping you. So they kind of help you lead, and your therapy is only going to be as good as much as you're willing to open up and admit and talk about.
Mm-hmm.
If you go in there and you lie, nothing's going to happen. It's not like they are magical, and just by being in proximity to a therapist, you're going to get better. So it's like with Troy, she's not... From what I remember, she doesn't do anything that I would consider like a therapist or a counselor or any sort of psychiatry or psychology.
Oh, there's
person when
also
she-
the episode right after Picard has been rescued after being assimilated by the Borg. Well, the Enterprise is going in for repair, so they're over Earth. So Picard takes the time that they have off to go visit his family in France. Troy is questioning, why do you want to go see family after all this time away? Because he went through a traumatic experience.
Is
And
this
wants
after
to
the
be with
Borg
his...
thing?
This is right after the Borg thing.
I'm sorry, she had to ask that question?
Yes. Like, why do you want to go to see your family?
Because I just almost like I can't even put into words what I went through. It was so awful and traumatic. I got mind raped, okay? That's like the closest way I can put it. I got mind raped into trying to kill people that I cared about.
Yeah.
And I became like I was subjected to cultist brainwashing that they physically altered who I was, like back down to like the molecules. Like biology wasn't even me. I wasn't me. I was trapped. It was the worst prison I've ever. The people of WandaVision are the only people who could come close to understanding my pain. Yeah, I want to go home and see my family. Is that okay with you? Is that fine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who Troy's a terrible counselor.
Now that we've brought this up, I can't unsee that now. I just kind of accepted her. I didn't really see the benefit, but I just kind of accepted that she was there. Now I can't, and I'm just mad about her as a character.
I mean, the benefit usually came in to because of her empathic ability. She's able to detect. She's usually able to detect if people are lying. So when there was like a
better in and
So, like-
interrogating people.
there's that. There's like during first contact missions or when there's like a tense situation, Picard could usually like, is he lying? And she's like, he's definitely holding something back or something like that. Like there is when she's being useful, but they
Not
were
a
so
counselor.
few and far between.
Yeah, that she was not useless, terrible. Okay, that's really bad management. You do not stick somebody whose really only talent is to tell if somebody can lie and is like has 100% accuracy about that. Okay, you do not put that person as a counselor on a spaceship because that's their talent. Their specialty is that. Okay, I'm not going to put somebody who's a pastry maker in charge of a steakhouse. Yeah, they both went to cooking. They went into culinary school, right? Yeah, they both have like talents kind of in that field, but they would be beneficial elsewhere. Like you kind of ballpark to them into being, in a useful field, but you didn't read the details and find out like, oh, maybe we should have them in charge of prisoners, and they should or interrogations, or
and odd librarian out. Troy would have been useful as an intelligence officer, which actually
they go, yes, yeah.
that actually coincides with Face of the Enemy, where she basically is captured by the Romulans and then forced to work as a spy for them. It's Troy's best episode, and she's not doing counseling at all.
Yeah, that's a really missed opportunity there. She seemed primed to fill McCoy role, which no, it's not true at all. But the writers too often
No, if anything, Beverly Crusher filled the McCoy role, not just because she was the doctor, but she was the one that had the closest relationship with Picard.
Relegated. I figured out how to say it, Josh. My brain
There you
is
go.
functioning apparently at 40%. Jesus Christ. Just show me things. I'm a millennial. I don't need to read. Just fucking show me things. Stop making me read things.
TLDR.
Yes, for real. Behind Voyager's Neelix. Neelix is the cook. Yeah, the annoying dude. The
Yeah.
annoying
Yeah.
cook guy. Okay.
Yeah.
I still haven't made it past like episode 3 or 4 because I can't bring myself to continue watching it. From a manipulative coward to an empathic morale opposite. That's a jump.
Barely.
That's a jump. I don't see how that would happen. The show has turned its attention to Hologram, the Doctor, who, in my opinion, is not even close to the best character on Voyager. From what
The Doctor is easily the best character on Voyager.
Yeah. And X-Borg 7 of 9. Okay. The same problem plagues Enterprise's Captain Genial? Okay.
Genial.
Sure. Genial. I'm looking it up. I'm doing it. You can't stop me. I'm learning something today, by God. All right. Friendly or cheerful? Stop fucking using. Cheerful Captain Archer, who was often overshadowed by Vulcan T'Pol. I'm sorry, the cheerful Captain Archer is overshadowed by a Vulcan? How did that happen?
Well, one of the biggest problems with Enterprise is the fact that Archer is usually treated as the one being right, regardless of the situation, just because he's the captain. Even though T'Pol is usually the one that makes sense.
Yeah, that's not good character development there. After Roddenberry died, the Star Trek shows were able to let emotions build up more throughout their shows. After Roddenberry died, the shows became different. Yeah, because he died. He went from running a show to having someone else do it. Guess what? When someone else runs the show, it's going to be different. I know. Yeah, mind-boggling.
He died in 92, I think. I think he died during like the season. I think during season 6 of TNG. It's like DS9 was like in pre-production, I think, when he passed.
All right. Deep Space Nine let its protagonists carry traumas and have romances. I'm sorry.
because they went through more. They went for more of a slow burn with their characters. So like they spent like 2 seasons before they got to the damn war that they've been building up. They let you know. They let you know where all the various factions in this war are, where they stand, so you understood what kicks off the war. You understand it.
Good. I always like good world building that lets me understand exactly what's going on. So everything that they do from that point forward doesn't lead me to what's happening. Because I always hate doing that in shows.
Yeah.
And then it's not answered. What's going on? Oh, we're not going to answer that? Okay. We're just going to continue. Okay. You know, it even takes a nuanced look at the feelings associated with 20th century racism and PTSD.
And those are both good episodes.
They talked about racism in TOS because I remember the black and white guys with opposite sides. Like they're literally the same. They just
let this be your last battlefield. Excellent episode.
That's actually like one of those episodes it's like, you want to see what racism looks like? There it is. Yes. It's tribalism because you look like me. That's what racism is. All right.
Yep.
You think because somebody looks more like you, they are like you, they're like-minded like you, which is not the case.
And I think Let This Be Your Last Battlefield is one of the greatest depictions of racism ever captured on film.
No, I would 1000% agree with that, actually. It's one of those you kind of point to. You're just like, yep. You want to know what that looks like? That's what that looks like. So, it's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's self-defeating. Will get us nowhere and will only end in more pain. So, just get over it. It's only a paper moon. I don't know either one of those. So I don't know how PTSD is being shown.
Fantastic. It's only a paper moon. You had one of the B cast members, Nog. He gets shot in the leg and it has to be amputated.
Oh. God.
In his next episode, it's him dealing with that trauma that he's not whole anymore. Yes,
they did that in Battlestar Galactica too.
It's the future, so he has a replacement. He has a synthetic leg, so he's able to walk and stuff like that. But it's fake. There's the part of him that knows going out into battle means you could get hurt again. That pain you felt in your leg, you can feel it again.
Yeah.
It's Only a Paper Moon is a fantastic episode, and it's with 2 B cast members.
Nice. I like that. I like that idea. That's very good. They did something similar in Battlestar Galactica. They had a character lose his leg, and he went through that, and literally took him to being executed before, like, he finally just, like, let it go. And right before they were about to execute him for the crime that he ended up committing. Interesting enough, driven by the pain of his, it's the ghost limb effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have the resources to replace it. So it was pain from the ghost limb. And it was right when he was about to be executed that he finally felt at peace. And the pain stopped. And he kind of just had this, like, moment. One of those, like, stop moments where it slows down. And you can tell that he has this, like, realization of he should have just listened and just, like, done this originally because he fought against it. Because he was like, I'm right. I'm going through pain. I'm right. Like, you don't understand because you have all your limbs and whatever. And he did it as he was about to die. And it's just kind of this tragic moment for the character. And it's beautifully done. But yeah, they don't shy away from how horrible it is. It's a different interpretation of what losing a limb would be. But if you're going to talk about war and you're going to talk about soldiers and what they go through, that's something I feel like you have to touch on. Because it is a very realistic thing that does happen. Sometimes you can't save it. And it's not just like in war, it's in real life too. As far as, like, everyday, well, war is real life, but you know what I mean? Like, everyday, the civilian life, I guess is what I should have said. In civilian life, you can have a really bad car wreck.
Yep.
You know, stuff like that. It's, yeah. So, I keep looking to press play, but there's no play button, so I don't know what I'm doing. The other 3 current ongoing Trek series. Ooh, are you ready? Are you ready?
Oh, God.
You ready? Each embrace emotion more consistently than their predecessors. Picard uses audience nostalgia for the title character as a contrast to Starfleet's callous bureaucracy, while the young Delta Quadrant outcasts and Prodigy bubble over the childlike wonder. That was a fucking word salad sentence. As they become the crew of the abandoned USS Protostar.
What?
Lower Decks finds what? Do you understand anything I just said? Because I didn't.
I mean, I got the Picard part, but is that really what Prodigy's about? I haven't watched a single thing about Prodigy. I don't give a shit.
That's a separate show. Oh my god, I didn't even realize that was a separate show.
Yes, Prodigy is the CGI show on Nickelodeon.
Oh, it's this one?
Yes.
It's being shown down here.
Yes, that's I guess.
Why? Okay, so we got dreadlocks and we got a dude that got way too much into Hairspray. So I don't understand. It looks like shit, by the way. This looks like absolute fucking garbage. I don't understand. Again, if you're trying to show me these shows in a good light, why are you just randomly taking pictures of things and sending them to me? It should be very, like, specific scenes that you're talking about. Lower Decks finds comedy. Oh, it did it?
I find questions in what you call comedy.
Yeah, what from what I've seen, I didn't find anything comedic in it. In fact, it unfortunately reminds me of modern day Simpsons and Family Guy. It's lost whatever kind of funny that it might have had at the very beginning in
Except,
favor. What?
except at least I can say Family Guy and The Simpsons were funny once upon a
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that's why my analogy started falling apart there, because I realized I don't think this has ever been funny. I've seen clips. I have not seen like a whole episode, but I don't.
started to watch the first episode of Lower Decks.
Mhm.
I shut it off after 8 minutes because I just couldn't take the characters. They were so irritating.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've gathered. The
And
the
it's in
one
that
chick.
horrific Cal art
Yeah.
style. It's like,
Yeah,
fuck that.
it's in the lazy. It's very lazily done. Okay,
Mhm.
there are more art forms besides that one, and I'm sick and tired of seeing that one. All right, because it's not
Yeah.
entertaining. I don't like it.
Let's take Rick and Morty and do a Star Trek series like that, except without any understanding of what made Rick and Morty work.
Yeah. Lower Decks finds comedy not just references in the goofier parts of Star Trek lore, but also in the foibles of its neurotic.
Neurotic
Fuck
ensigns.
off! Fuck off! They didn't put that much thought into any kind of anything in Lower Decks, okay?
And
Fucking synonym.com.
and if they are that neurotic, they never would have passed the exams to become ensigns. They would have just stayed crewmen. There's no way that people that emotionally unstable could ever have become an officer.
Why do people not seem to realize that Star Trek is about a military organization exploring space for the most part and dealing with what being out in space and living amongst the stars with other species and what may come of that is. Okay, that is what Star Trek is. It's just things. Anything can happen. So why do these people act like they're not a part of a military organization? Starfleet is, okay? The Federation kind of sorta, but not really. It's like
The Federation is basically the UN in space.
Yes. That's exactly my thoughts on it too. It is. So UN isn't technically a military organization, but it's like it has its fingers in different areas of what it is. So you can't really just straight up define it, but you can point to it as an entity and be like, that's kind of like that.
Yes.
This Starfleet is specifically a military organization. You go to an academy. You become you go from being just like a regular old person to you can become an ensign and move up through the ranks like you would in the military. You wear military uniforms. You have military designations for your starships. It's very military-esque, very naval esque. And they ignore that, and it's annoying because I mean, I haven't been in the military personally, and I can't stand it. I can't imagine what other people who have been in the military think of it, because they're like, yeah, no, not at all. That would never happen. It's an insult.
Same here. I've never been in the military myself, but several members of my family have.
Yeah.
I have a cousin that recently left the army. I have my dad served in the Navy. It's like, yeah, I know kind of how it's like. Oh God.
Take a nap, Patrick. Okay. Go take a fucking nap.
I was more looking at the Lower Decks picture.
I blocked that from view. I went straight to something that looked somewhat okay, and is that her mom?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the only reason why.
Who I think is the captain of this ship.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Her daughter got placed on her mom's ship, which is
never
kind of inappropriate.
I mean, not never would have happened, but highly unlikely. Just generally speaking, that's a bad idea for the things that we have said before.
Mm-hmm. And Happy Dinosaur has a point.
What?
Wokies can't comprehend responsibility.
No, because they're not responsible.
Yeah.
That's why they want everything done for them, and they want to be basically put in their room where they can block out the world everywhere they go.
Yep.
So they have something called a mobile home that you can do that with. But sure, we can make everything else like you. It's funny. These people think that they're so narcissistic. It's like, maybe you're not that great and I don't want to be like you. Have you ever thought about that? It's like, maybe I just want to be me, and maybe I want to do the things I want to do. Yeah, getting really sick and tired. I have to walk around on eggshells just because you have so much power right now that that's the only reason you're allowed to get away with all this shit. So, in each case, the series work precisely because it counters the franchise's usual focus on logic over emotion. This is going to break me, isn't it? How far are we into this article? Fuck. Josh.
Oh my god.
This is going to break me. Oh, Jesus Christ. In each case, these series work precisely because it counters the franchise's usual focus on logic over emotion. Picard becomes the principled leader that we know from TNG when he defies the Federation pragmatism to help synthetics by assembling a new crew. Is that what Picard's about?
I don't know. I watched one episode and gave up on that shit.
Fair enough. As much as holographic Janeway tries to get the Prodigy kids in shape. Oh, that's a failure for a series.
Why is there a holographic Janeway in Prodigy?
Janeway was incredibly incompetent, okay? There was a whole episode dedicated to and this was at the very beginning, might I add, okay? It was like episode 3 or 4, where it was like, I want coffee. I miss coffee. I know I'm a fucking captain and I should be in charge of shit and I should be taking command and whatever, but I'm gonna bitch, whine, and moan about the fact that I don't have coffee when we are fucking hundreds and thousands of light years away from any sort of anywhere near the outer rim of known space for us.
There's 75,000 light years from Earth.
There you go, 75,000. I gave you a few. I even dropped it for you, okay? And her whole thought process is, you know what? I miss coffee, so we're gonna go into this thing that could possibly help us get more coffee. I don't know. It's a nebula thing. It could completely destroy us and kill us, and we will be lost for all time. But I could also get coffee, so I'm gonna risk my entire fucking crew in order to get coffee. Go
and it's bad when Neelix actually had like the right take on that.
Yeah, when Neelix has the right take, you've done something wrong. Okay.
Yeah, like, oh, here we have this fine brand new ship. Let's just fly it into the closest nebula and tear it apart.
Yeah.
It's like Neelix is right. That's a bad sign.
Yeah, I would actually agree with that. But it would here's the more military. It wouldn't allow what's happening because it doesn't allow. We have seen it not allow things like that before.
Mm-hmm.
The pleasure of the series comes from watching them learn how to make Starfleet regulations meaningful for themselves. Okay, I'm sorry. You joined Starfleet and didn't understand? You okay. Do you know what that's the equivalent to? There was like it was like a note that went out that because there was like that epidemic of, for some reason, parents leaving children in the backseat in the summer while they went inside. I don't know why that was a thing, but someone was like, you know what? Just so that you can remember that you have a child in the backseat, why don't you leave something important in the backseat, like your phone, so that you can remember to take your child in with you. And I was just like, important in the back. Your child's not important enough to remember. Like, you have to put your phone back there. Your phone is more important than your child. Okay. Well done. That's the vibe I got from that sentence. You joined Starfleet, and you want to make it all about you.
Yeah, I was just about to to say that. Yeah, it's like how to make the regulations meaningful for them.
Okay, get out.
Yeah, then you're not worthy to wear the uniform, because
Yeah.
you join you join Starfleet because you want to try to gain a more of an understanding of the galaxy for others. Yes, there's that sense of excitement of going out there and being like, the first ones to see something new. But it also, you're also advancing scientific understanding.
Yeah, this is a job at the end of
Yes.
the day. You get paid to do it. You're in the military. You need to know why you're there. This is not something you could have somebody's life in your hands one day by being a part of this organization. The fact that you have to think, well, how do I make this meaningful to me? Is like, okay, bye. Toodles. Get lost. Go do something else. I'm sorry, this isn't for narcissists. The military isn't for narcissists. I know sometimes narcissists sneak in there and they're able to actually be narcissistic and whatnot. But no, it's like a kind of a public service of sorts. Stupid thing. Lower Decks is funny precisely. It's not funny, but it's funny precisely because its characters undercut the standard image of the consistently professional Starfleet officer. What a sentence. It's funny that we actually talked about that this was going to be short, and every sentence in this is terrible.
I know.
Did you hear what I just read?
I did.
Okay. Did you also die inside?
I muted myself because I needed a Dorito to heal the injury to my soul with that.
You're eating. You're cheating. I'm just cheating. I've been drinking coffee. I guess I've been cheating too.
But oh my god!
I can't even. There's so much wrong with that sentence.
Yes.
Professionalism is looked up as a negative.
No, professional means you can get the damn job done.
Yeah. Yeah, it means that you are a professional. That means you get paid to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And that also means that you are not going, you're an adult. There you go. You're going to act like a mature, responsible human being.
You're not going to let petty bullshit interfere with your job, your ability to get the damn job done.
Yeah, you graduated high school. Now stop acting like you're in it.
Yes.
So, yeah. But because these series go in a new direction with its characters, they end up being exceptions that prove the rule. Picard's ragtag crew, the kids on the USS Protostar, which, by the way, I don't know why are there kids on a Starfleet vessel, and the lower decks.
I'm not going to try to question the logic on a Nickelodeon show.
To be fair, yeah, it's atrocious. The lower decks goofballs indulge their feelings. Members of the real proper Starfleet do not. Hard cut. I don't have an editor, obviously, but if I did, hard cut to the scene where they were all fucking, and there was a massive orgy happening.
Yeah.
There you go. That's lower decks for you. Good. Thank you for thinking that I need to lose weight. I appreciate that.
What are you trying to say there, Polygon?
Yeah, thank you for that. Of the current ongoing Star Trek series, these real proper Starfleet personnel can only be found on Discovery. All right, guys, it's been nice streaming with you.
Oh my god.
It gets worse. I'm going to continue. Yeah. And in many ways, the actions of Captain Burnham and her crew carry more weight than those of even Enterprise, Captain Kirk, or Picard, as a USS Discovery A plays a central role in rebuilding the United Federation of Planets in the 32nd century. It's a flagship vessel, both for the show and the greater series. Viewers have to take notice when Discovery breaks from the standard Star Trek portrayal of human emotion. Okay. The reason why they are rebuilding the United Federation of Planets is because you wrote it that way.
Yes.
And because it makes absolutely no fucking sense why, from the way that you have told it. I have read what the plot synopsises were for season 3, and actually, I'm not giving you that.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my god, Happy Dinosaur.
What the fuck is this author on?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Wow.
What a complete break of I don't even. They already destroyed one ship. Yeah,
I mean,
apparently. Oh yeah, they did actually. They did.
I can think of at least 3 separate occasions where Kirk saved the entire Federation. 3! Just off the top of my head. Picard. Twice? I think twice? What is...
I don't even know what to
You
do.
wrote... Yeah, as you said, you wrote it this way. So... It's incredibly stupid to have the primary fuel source that had been with the Federation just suddenly explode because reasons.
Oh yeah, we kept eating on the mushroom, and then it exploded. Okay, sure. I don't know. Yeah, I said that, and I pulled that out of my ass. But some of you believed that that's actually what happened, didn't you? What a fucking sentence! I don't even. Just paragraph in general. Real proper Starfleet is on Discovery. No, it's not. And
No.
anytime someone tries to do real proper Starfleet, they get killed. Or worse, expelled. Okay? So, like, they're not allowed.
wham-and-splained.
That's worse than expelled. That's actually worse than death. That's just worse. I have a vagina. I know everything. Yeah, sure. Okay. That's why you did a treason. You did a treason in season 1. Okay. One of the clearest examples of the difference in Trek's approach to emotional issues can be found in season 2 TNG episode "The Measure of a Man." What?
Wait,
How
what?
dare you put Star Trek Discovery and that episode side by side?
Yeah.
It's whether or not Starfleet thinks that I actually remember this one. It's whether or not Starfleet thinks that Data is
And
a person.
Chris Persia sent me something.
What? Oh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's glorious, Chris.
It is. She deserted her position and was derelict of her duties as XO of Shinzinzu. Whatever. No one cares. She was arrested, court-martialed, and put on prison. She was given a job by the enemy state in Lorca, and then she earned nothing. She earned nothing, and her command style is pathetic. Agreed. But she's the most professional.
Apparently.
I know this episode, so I'm not going to read that. I feel like everyone else here knows what A Measure of a Man is. Unruly feelings abound. Riker feels guilty for prosecuting his crewmate, Picard. Oh, this is just the episode. This is just the episode summary. Oh, we can skip it! Josh! We know what happened in this episode. We can just skip it.
Yeah, it's one of the... It's easily the best episode in the first 2 seasons of the show.
Yeah, I would agree. This is one of the best because I actually remember it, so that's really exciting. Yeah, it's a moving and fundamentally logical argument that he went with. Yeah,
Mhm.
He is a new form of life, so therefore he shouldn't. Yeah. Arguably the first great episode of TNG. I'm getting whiplash from this author. Okay,
Okay.
I'm confused. They agree with me?
Arguably the first great episode of TNG. When was this, before or after the first Borg episode? Because I would also say that's a great one.
I don't remember. Also, I don't know if y'all can hear that. That's the wind again.
Yay.
Exciting stuff.
Okay, it is all right. It is before.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna move to the next one, if you don't mind,
Okay.
while you're looking that up. The Discovery episode "But to Connect" has clear parallels to The Measure of a Man, but the more recent episode emphasizes feelings over reason. So he would have lost the court case. If Picard would have just stood there and cried, he would have lost that court case. Once again, the characters debate the distinction between personhood and, I guess you could say, manhood. Kind of a problem. And property when Discovery's computer Zora gains sentience.
Oh,
And
yes,
Adira,
the AI that wants to become an
Yeah.
AI.
Yes. And Adira even echoes Picard when they call Zora an entirely new life form. And then that life form tried to kill everybody. So, but while there is certainly a logical structure to the various positions, director Lee Rose focuses on emotions. Good for him. Arguing they should follow Starfleet protocol and put Zora into a new life form. Stamets recounts the fear and mistrust he feels when she refuses a direct order from Captain Burnham to protect the crew. Oh.
Yeah, an artificial
That's
intelligence.
problem.
A computer program refusing to follow orders from the captain. That's a problem.
Yeah. Contending that Zora should stay in Discovery, Adira and Gray relate their own feelings of rejection and acceptance for failing to send.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. I don't fucking give a shit about you feeling rejected and acceptance for failing to fit social standards. You're a part of this military outfit. And apparently, I thought you were competent.
Fucking
enough.
Professional.
Yeah, I thought you were competent enough to be in here. I don't give a fuck what happens outside of this. You know? Even Zora describes her affinity towards the crew and worries for their safety. Okay. Did they win? Did they won? Now I want to know. Zora and her supporters win the debate. Yeah, not with steel tight. Oh, fuck off. What is this word? Syllogism. An instance of a form of reasoning in which a conclusion is drawn, whether validly or not, from two given or assumed positions or premises, each of which shares a term with the conclusion and shares a common or middle term not present in the conclusion. Do you understand what I just said?
Odd librarian out. So Star Trek didn't care about the 3 laws of robotics?
No. The captain said jizz. I knew somebody was going to say that. I fucking knew somebody was going to say that. But with an ethos appeal. So they cried about the fact that they're not normal and they don't fit into social standards. We have aliens. We have bigger issues than your fucking gender, okay? There are aliens trying to kill us out here. We have more problems than that, all right? Figure that shit out on your own time when you're not on duty, all right?
Yeah.
While investigating Zora's memory structure, Adira finds a new section which they identify as Zora's subconscious. That's an awfully gigantic discovery that they definitely did not in any way, shape, or form do that any sort of justice as far as talking about that. Because finding the subconscious is kind of a big thing in psychology. Within this field.
Oh, I read ahead. I'm about to get triggered.
It's okay. It's all right. I've tried my hardest not to read ahead because I'm barely able to read this as it is, apparently. Within the field are images of the Discovery's crew connecting with and caring for one another. In fact, this fact wins over Stamets and Kovich because they're obligated to because of the script. The existence of subconscious means that Zora cannot be considered artificial intelligence. Why not? What does that even mean? What the fuck does that even mean?
Data always maintained that he was artificial.
Yeah, because he's created by man, in a. It's not like how a human reproduces. It's like he was built like a car. So. I guess technically that means that Frankenstein is artificial intelligence.
Technically.
Yeah, there we are. But as the music and camera movements make clear, oh, good. Empathy for Zora drives statements decision. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. For some of Discovery's critics, hello, this plot resolves too easily. Yeah, they fucking complained about not fitting in, and they were like, look, we found subconscious. That's huge. Does every machine have this? Does every computer have this? What the that's a huge thing that should be, touched on in a larger capacity. The Orville did it better.
Yeah, he did.
But that wait, hold on. The plot resolves too easily, the equivalent to hugging it out instead of facing the issue. If they apply the same level of rigor to the fallacies, I can't read anything today. I literally am unable to read the English language. This is the only language I know, by the way. So I'm kind of doomed. In the measure of a man, I cannot say. But that reading...
Measure of a Man is one of the greatest pieces of Star Trek writing. And it happens because it's just talked about. Picard forces the judge in that episode to face the actual issue just by his words.
Mm-hmm.
It is not the fact that the question is Data a machine? It's the answer is obvious. Yes, he is. And that's what Picard has to acknowledge that, because he can't defeat that argument. So he has to come up with the argument of, but is he a person?
This it's melting my brain, and I think my cognitive faculties are going out my ears right now. The goal of the debate isn't to come through legal proceedings. We wouldn't want legal proceedings in a, court setting. We don't want that at all.
Yeah, because people don't love court drama.
Yeah, that's not like there's 1,000 shows out there right now. But to allow the participants to have their feelings recognized and validated.
Aw, they have their feelings validated. Oh my God.
I'm in pain. Can I feel validated?
Oh my God.
It feels marvelous being seen. Yeah, says the narcissist, apparently. Her official status has changed. We saw you before. You're the fucking computer. We can't not use you. You're here. You've been acknowledged and seen. You fucko. You've corrected my gender as a computer to she, her instead of it. Thank you. And
I'm so glad that the computer feels validated after it ignored orders from the captain. These people don't think at all.
Hey! We're almost done!
Oh, thank God.
What? That little thing. You see that little thing?
Yes.
That means that there's nothing but other articles and ads under this one. Look at how little that is.
God.
Look at how little. I was very worried. I was very worried there for a second. Thank God. I was hoping. This is the pink triangle of... You know, I just realized that on the screen, it's not pointing to the pink triangle. Why?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm circling it on my screen, but it's not showing that on... Why is it not showing it like that on StreamYards? Okay. Is it around the pink triangle now?
Yeah.
Okay. That's in the middle of the Federation Council sentence in the last paragraph.
That's weird.
That's very weird. In these scenes, Discovery revises the utopian future that has always been at the heart of Star Trek.
Oh yes,
By
you
being,
know that future that always looked so bright and optimistic, and a world that people wanted to live in. The one that you've shown horrible, emotionally weak people
who can't handle criticism and can't be professional, and is basically Discovery is a spaceship filled with escaped mental patients. All right, that are off their meds. Let's be real honest.
I was going to say it's a spaceship of Twitter. If Twitter was a
it's
spaceship,
the same thing. What are you talking about? That's the same.
That is true.
It's the same thing. What do you mean?
Ram bam.
Yeah. I'm so tired of... If I give a shit about you, and if you show me some kind of respect like that in return, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you know what? I'll care about your feelings. But if you don't give me any reason to care, then guess what? I'm not going to care about your feelings. So... I kind of had to go into this. This society has forced me into this awkward phase of apathy first, and then we'll get emotional, because they have like over and over and over and over again like abused their ability to try to manipulate my emotions, and I'm sick of it. So I apply that logic to everything now, because that's the only way I have really found is I am able to keep my sanity in this madness.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Make me give a shit. I'll give you an example. That Batman movie that's going to come out soon, I could not give a fuck less about it. Because you
don't want sparkly Batman?
Yeah, I don't care about it. I don't care. I know there are people that I love and respect their opinions for, Jade Longbone being one of them, that are hyped for it. But I'm not. I'm not hyped for it. No, because they haven't allowed me. They haven't given me a reason to.
Yeah.
So
Lord of the Rings, the Amazon Lord of the Rings show. I think it's going to be a trend. I would love to be proven wrong.
But same. You give me a good Batman. I would love that. I love Batman. Batman's one of my all-time favorite heroes, if not my favorite. Right there up there with Wonder Woman. I love Batman so much. I love him as a character. I love that. But I have not seen anything so far. It literally looks like it's the CW Batman. That's what it looks like to me. It doesn't look appealing to me at all.
Right.
I'm not excited for it. There's nothing about it that makes me want to watch it. In contrast with the Moonfall movie, okay? The Moonfall looked interesting, and then I found out that it was a comedy, and that makes it even better, because I know there is going to be insane shit in there, and they're not going to bother to try to make it make sense. Because it's a comedy disaster movie.
Right.
Which can only make it better. Because I watch disaster movies to laugh at them to begin with. So the fact that they're leaning into that aspect makes me excited. Moonfall has sold me on that movie, and I'm gonna go see it. So that's just how it works now. Don't care. I'm not gonna give into hypnosis because I did that far too many times, and I'm sick and tired of them doing that.
Yep.
Especially with properties of things that I love. Nope. I didn't watch the Book of Boba Fett because I don't give a fuck about Star Wars at the moment. I'm not watching any of the new Star Trek shit because I don't give a fuck about Star Trek, the new Star Trek shit at the moment. They have not sold me on it. They have not made me do it. Mm-hmm. The only reason why I watched season 4, episode 1 is because I was told it was so insane that I had to watch it. So I watched it. Obviously, I didn't watch it alone because you can't watch Star Trek Discovery by yourself. You have to have another human there, or it is required. You can't. These really cringy, terrible things, you need to have other people to bounce hilarity off of, and just to be able to look over and see or hear their confusion that you are also feeling. Mm-hmm. You know, because it's very depressing to kind of sit there and watch that. But it is funny if you have other people to bounce shit off of.
Yes.
So, Doctor Who, I can give a fuck less. Oh, RTD's coming back? Okay.
Yeah.
Good for you. I don't care.
Yeah. Give me a reason to come back to it, RTD.
Yeah.
RTD, I would love to love Doctor Who again. I really would.
Yeah. I love Doctor Who so much. So fucking much. I love it with a passion. Okay? But they have to make me care. And they're not. So I will only go watch your shit if you make me care about it.
Exactly.
Right? And there is some wiggle room in there. I'm excited, genuinely excited for Thor: Love and Thunder because it looks so hilariously atrocious. That I want to experience it. It's not going. There's no way it's going to be a good movie. And I will take it back if it is. Because we're going to watch it on here when it comes out. By the way, Josh, we're going to do a watch party of Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh,
or
joy.
at minimum a review of it. But I figured that you would only want to watch it once.
I don't know because I am a bad movie junkie, so
that is true. Me too. I love a good bad movie because they're so funny.
Oh, I saw one earlier today. We'll talk later.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, no, I love me a good bad movie. So bad that it's hilarious. The Room also falls into that category.
Birdemic.
I watched Army of Darkness last night.
Oh, nice.
It's the director's cut. So
nice.
There must, after that movie got made, there must have been like all the acid that was in the world must have just had gone missing because they were the ones on it, like universally just on it. It was crazy ass movie. I'm not excited for it. I'm excited on the very basis of it. It is going to be atrocious.
I'm excited for the memes.
And I'm excited to laugh at it. That is why, as a fan of the character Thor, and particularly, obviously, the character Loki.
Are you a fan of Loki? I can't tell.
No, you can't tell. I haven't made that like abundantly clear every single time I bring it up. Yeah, it's shocking, really. I thought I was wearing it, but no, I'm wearing an umbrella shirt. It's sad because all my favorite, all my people are gone. Loki's not going to be in there, obviously. Which get him out. Okay, what you did to him in that series was bad enough. All right, my girl Hela isn't going to be in there except as like a they're doing another theatrical play thing for some fucking reason. That was a hilarious bit in Ragnarok. It doesn't need to be done again.
No.
It wasn't funny enough to be done again. It only needed to be done one time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, okay. Well, I hate Tessa Thompson. By far the worst part of Ragnarok. It's not even a competition. Everyone else was there doing their job, doing it well, being funny, being entertaining, and she was just like a black hole of miserable bitch that just every time that she like existed on the screen, she was doing her best to ruin all the fun for everybody else. So
yeah.
It wasn't funny the first time. I thought it was funny the first time. But man, I absolutely love Thor Ragnarok. It's my third. It cycles, but it's one of my favorite Marvel movies, MCU movies. So, I said it was funny, but not funny anywhere near funny enough for it to be a let's repeat this joke. In fact, I would say that it is only funny mildly funny the first time you watch it, and then after that it's not. So it's more like, wow, that's funny because it's so surprising that that's there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's funny. Kind of the shock humor, and then after that you know it's there, so it's not funny anymore.
I mean, I enjoyed it when I first saw it, but it does not hold up.
No, it doesn't. You don't need to ever do it again. Yeah, and the fact that she's gonna be like a main character and that she's in charge of it, they haven't even given her a name. Have you realized that yet? The Valkyrie is not a name. The Valkyries are a group of female warriors.
Yeah, it's a title.
It's a title. Yes, they basically come in and they see, kind of where they need to go after they die. Okay. That's what the Valkyries do. That is all that they do. And they are Odin's basically female. I was gonna say harem, that's wrong. Female I don't know why the fuck that popped up in my brain.
Freudian slip.
Whoopsie doodle. They are Odin's whammon power, basically.
Yes.
That he has on standby. That's kind of it for the most part. And it's not a good sign that he didn't do it again after that. You notice that in the movie? They all got murdered by Hela. Anyway, moving on. He doesn't remake them. He doesn't create another group. He just, whatever. Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, my God. Men in Black International was a thing.
I blocked that out.
Holy fuck. She was just a drunk, miserable bitch. That's all she was. That's all that she was in Thor Ragnarok. And it sucked because that could have been cool. So they're responsible for taking the souls of warriors into it. Yeah. They choose who falls. But the kicker is, choosers of the slain. Yeah. It's kind of a fucked up job, honestly. Along with the Norns. Yep. There you go. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, no, these people, I don't care. I'm heading over to my parents to watch the Super Bowl because they have cable. So, I do not. I'm a millennial. I don't do that. And I'm definitely not paying, what is it, for CBS All Access for the Super Bowl? That's CBS.
I think so.
Super Bowl. What network? Super Bowl. Thank you. Okay. Oh, it's on NBC. Oh, they rotate it. Oh, so that's Peacock. I'm not getting Peacock for this. Fuck off. That's even worse. All right.
I actually haven't got it for free with my internet, so I do have Peacock.
It's okay. With my internet, I get HBO Max. all the way to July. I get it for free. So yeah, it's actually probably my favorite streaming service as far as like user friendly shit goes. It's very good. It has a lot of good shit on it.
I still mostly watch just YouTube now.
Well,
I
if
have
I'm-
I have HBO Max. I don't really use it that much.
I watch. They have like all the Godzilla movies on there. I think from the Showa era. They have. They also have The Sopranos on there too. So they have Game of Thrones. Are you excited?
Yay!
Woohoo.
Okay, back to this article that we're almost done
Oh
with.
yeah. Sorry, my bad. We got like 2 paragraphs left. In these scenes, Discovery revive. Okay, I've already read that thing. The humans of the future reach their best selves not by overcoming their emotions, but by recognizing them and caring for them like a child. They nurture them.
Oh my god.
In themselves and others. Discovery insists that empathy is an effective way to seek out new life and new civilizations. I'm gonna feel my way through space, guys. Let's feel our way through it. Fuck yeah!
I
the USS feeling. My
I
fee-fees.
understand that this alien culture is angry at me because we were starting to put up colonies in their territory. Well, guess we'll just feel our way through the problem instead of using logic and try to negotiate and stuff like that. No. We understand how you're feeling.
Yeah, you know what's funny is this quote that they put at the end as their like definitive, like, yeah, we got him, right? Michael Burnham asks the Federation Council, who do we want to be? Discovery answers boldly, firmly, and yes, tearfully. God, fucking do it. Fully human, both logical and emotional. That is not at all what you've been peddling this entire fucking article.
No,
you have been anti-logic and pro-emotion. What a terrible way to live your life.
And emotional to the point where there's no way you could function as an adult.
Oh my god, Tessa was just playing herself in Thor Ragnarok. God damn, yeah. That's not entirely untrue. And I'd rather not feel space, otherwise I'll die. Yeah. Funny thing about that. I don't understand. I don't understand, Josh. Man, the fucking Burnham, you have a job to do.
Yeah. See,
yeah.
Because when you are the captain of a ship and you have the responsibilities of the safety of your ship and crew, you need to make some difficult choices. And that means maybe having to do something bad for the greater good, for the safety of your crew. You can't do that.
Has that too.
You can't do that if you are constantly crying every single thing. You have to show confidence. You have to show leadership. If you're constantly, I don't want to do this, you are not a leader.
Yeah. It's very annoying, actually. You know, that person that's always crying. Just like, what do I do with you? You're just a sobbing. They do that in Demon Slayer. My favorite and least favorite character, because he's a different character when he like slips into unconsciousness. I don't know why, but that's just how he is. He becomes competent and confident and very, very good when he's unconscious. But when he's conscious, he's a very annoying, sniveling, crying coward that is just kind of makes you want to throw yourself off a cliff. Okay, like so it's like I don't think someone like that has any capacity to run a starship. And it's funny that they talk about this because apparently someone, and when I mean someone, I mean the person who wrote this article, doesn't understand the history of Vulcan. Oh, look at that. No. We just finished the article too. Oh,
Yeah.
you gotta rewatch this show. I usually don't like say something to somebody. You know what? Better yet, I'll send you this article if you want to cover it, man.
Yeah, it's bad.
But apparently, this person who wrote this article doesn't know how the history of Vulcans went. Because they tried that.
This person doesn't understand
thing.
how this person doesn't understand how growing up is.
So that too, but I mean, it's just like the Vulcans tried that pure emotion thing for a while, and it almost led to their extinction.
Yes,
Because everyone was. That's why they went so hard into logic. They kind of went too hard into it, but they're kind of slowly but surely finding a middle place, which would have been a very interesting thing to explore in the 32nd century. To see Vulcans and see if they had actually come to the middle of that journey, but no, fuck that. We don't need that.
Yeah. Well, and it's also it is the normie perspective, the people who don't know anything about Star Trek. When they think of Vulcans, they think that they don't have emotions. No,
complete
they
opposite.
do. They just have them under control, and that's a huge difference.
Yeah, Vulcans actually have, and you see this a little bit in Muck Time. They have almost like stronger, like way stronger emotions than humans do. And so to basically keep from losing control, and they have that tight kind of grip on themselves, they turn to logic, and they even undergo that process. I'm totally blanking on what it's called, to remove emotion, so that they are just core beings of logic.
What was that? Oh, what was that?
Yeah, it's in the motion picture. The thing he's going through.
The colonoscar or something like that.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, something like that. Exactly. Oh, they don't know how to write him being emotional either. No. That's the problem. It is a very delicate balance, one that I don't think can ever be replicated by anyone other than Nimoy.
Nimoy was perfect at finding that balance. Mark Lenard as Sarek also did a pretty good job, but yeah, Nimoy was the gold standard.
Very, very good.
I remember Kirk solving that problem by taking a pipe and beating Kong over the head with it.
I remember him solving that issue by them, blowing up his ship.
Well, no, Khan did that to himself.
Yeah, but Kirk writes that on his resume as his W, okay? Yeah, I did this. But the report says, no, I did it. It was me. I was there, so I did it. I also brought a man back from the dead. Technically, it was the planet he was on, but I was there. Right there on my resume.
And he completely boned my new Vulcan science officer. That kind of gets overlooked.
Yeah. The Colonar, yes. Thank you, the Colonar. That's what I wanted. Yep. I knew it was something like that. I just didn't want to say it wrong. The Vulcans almost destroyed themselves because of their emotions. Yep, exactly.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you had an entire group of people splinter off because they didn't want to, fall into line with the new Vulcan society. So they became Romulans. Yeah.
That's why it's really dumb to have like a war. Those people. Do you remember the Logic Extremists? Do you remember that? That's a thing from Star Trek Discovery. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the one with the Vulcan terrorists.
Yeah, the Vulcans are already I would say, logic extremists.
Mhm.
I don't know how much more extreme in the logic department you could get. Okay? Like, I don't. This is going to be going on for 4 more hours. No, it's not. We're literally, like, we're done. We're just wrapping it up. Because this article was atrocious.
Yeah.
This was awful.
Like every sentence, there was something to talk about because it was just so, it was bad.
Yeah. Especially since I didn't understand half of what he was saying, I had to look up the words. Also, I'm hungry. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I just dealt with this bullshit. I want food. I'm gonna go get food. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up soon. God damn it. Plus, this is about the time we end our show nowadays. So about 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it.
Yay.
Yay. We did it. Yay. Ugh. This was terrible. What a good find, Josh. And this came out yesterday. No, 2 days ago. The 10th, I think, right?
I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I wanna know. I'm gonna just real quick, out of curiosity. Oh. That's it?
It's his. Oh, let's check some of the comments.
He joined 4 days ago and then wrote this 2 days after he joined.
Let's check some of the comments.
God. Aww.
Aww. Damn it.
Why does it think I need deodorant? This thing wants me to buy Hondas, get deodorant, and lose weight. Fuck you, site. The rude. I have that exact deodorant. I know.
So
deodorant
it thinks you need more.
Yeah, no, I don't actually. I'm fine. I have enough. I have a whole unopened one right now.
It's the benefit of being a fox. I just lick myself.
Chris, please clip that.
I was gonna say that's gonna get clipped.
I don't know. This is his first and only article, and he joined 4 days ago. Because he read the trash article. Well, it should have given me, kerosene. A lighter.
Yeah. I also would have accepted like soap. Something to wash the article off.
Or just like a dumpster.
That works
truck.
too.
There we go. Just give me a garbage truck, and I can put it on there, and it can take it far away to go get buried in a landfill. Yay.
Yay.
Oh, that was mind-numbingly awful. Josh, what do you have going on that isn't mind-numbingly awful since next week?
Well, I posted a super serious video earlier today. A quick look at Jurassic Park. It's absolutely totally serious. In no way just.
Oh yeah.
I
saw that trailer.
Yeah, there's no way that the my video is silly in any way. It's totally super serious, absolutely serious. Little talk on Jurassic Park. And then I think that's pretty much it for me this week. Yes. Yes. I'll be on with on Mary's Game Room on Monday. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
And then next week I should have my next Star Trek video out.
Nice. We need something to counteract what just happened.
I mean, it's a bad episode.
Oh, which one is it?
Episode. It's like the 4th episode of Enterprise.
Never mind. I don't know that one.
Yeah. Commander Charles Tucker gets pregnant from an alien. It's as bad as it sounds.
Good luck.
Yeah, Becky's actually going to join me on that one.
Yeah, like I said, it's always, if you're gonna watch something bad, always better to watch it with somebody else.
Yep.
Let me see, what do I have? Well, next Saturday, I've been allowed to see like when it is, which I should have probably mentioned before. I should have found that out before I did. Hold on, give me 1 second. Give me a momento. So 6 p.m. CST. Okay, we're good. All right. So next Saturday at 6 p.m. CST, I will be on Lorena's 3,000 subscriber stream. Yay.
All right.
Give me 1 second. Time's up. Well, I did it. I did it anyway. Yeah, I'm doing this out of order for some reason. My brain just remembered that, so I wanted to say it. Babe the Menace might be on Mandy's channel or it might be on my channel. We don't know.
Okay.
Mandy's been very busy lately, and so we don't know anymore.
I mean, didn't she just launch a new comic too?
Yeah, we don't know. She's insanely busy at the moment.
Okay.
So yeah, kind of sort of up in the air on that one. We don't know. So look on either Mandy Summers' channel or look on my channel. Or better yet, just type in Babe the Menace, and whichever one says going to go live on
Wednesday?
On the 16th at 4 p.m. CST. Whichever one says that, click on that one. So, because I don't know. Yeah, the Babe the Menace will be something. I don't know. We don't know. So I have no idea. It's been a bit chaotic. I have nothing to do with it. Obviously. My name being Eris of Chaos. I have nothing to do with it. Let's see what else I have. So I have that one, and then we have this stream next week too. I don't know if I'm going to be anywhere else.
And we totally know what we're covering next week.
Definitely. This article just kind of fell into our laps last minute. But you know what? It was good. I think it was good. I'm very biased, but I also think it was good. Josh, do you think it was good?
Do you think our coverage of it was good or the article was good?
Both.
Oh my goodness.
I think the article was horrible. Damn, that was pretty bad. Even for Polygon standards.
Yeah.
You'll be getting a new name. Oh my god. Yeah, everyone in Texas lives right next to each other. It's very weird.
Right, because it's not like Texas is a really big state or anything.
No, it's not like it's like what the second biggest state in the entire country. Or, where you could start from one side of the state and drive for like 12 hours and still not leave it. So,
yeah.
That's how big my state is. It's huge. It's stupid gigantic. So yeah. That's all I got, I think. My brain's melting. I need food. I'm gonna eat ramen.
Okay.
Because you know what? I deserve something good. So bye everyone. See y'all when I see you.
Bye everyone.